The stars align, we lose ourselves in the rhythm divine. Underneath the sky painted with dreams, we're chasing the echo.
Major Abnecha Sikapa, the administrator, Emma, Citizen Media College. I would die so by Centroni, TV presenter, camera handling, hey MCR, BB in Central Juma would dear, BB media no dear. Say your dia son quadia, and you're not make for Citizen Media College, and a dear amount. It's our way. Ubane VHS or Tifia or chain result, Fanny Bra. What's where VSS, what's what Tifia, Bra, and now say, who university, what's what me and Yahoo Queen announce waiting yaba. It's say, yes, say, Yam Fayanin so Eduma Bacoso. Into Tutuana more, Nebra, Citizen Media College. Now your offer courses need to say, TV presentation. Radio presentation, newscasting, dicks joking, marketing, and affair, media law and ethics, and after upon the production side. Your video editing, graphic design, graphic motion, camera handling, and after MCR. Tanima way now, Opa Citizen Media College. You didn't know what this and say. You were a teacher for our ma bene, or ma pabene, or one India, and what has to be young one would say, nobody will fat entity in name. Now, ya know when you saw near me there. Say, I can't say, a Citizen Media College. I just to say, we train professional. See, I can't say we train professional, and you be into it. Sounds I say no. So when you are one into obesity, crowd obesity, it sounds like you're professional. And to be far woman at that screen is so no. One said, young man, you check your screen as a sir. Fat, free woman, or big better on the bedroom. Come on. Edian, I want to ask you, Obisu Honma, or some media my bone, minima can bra. Citizen Media College. Now, ye chira crying away, and ye did crying, dear, ye chira crying one crying, in Pumpuni Mante, baby, I'll better. To Boise, bra. Now, Banquadia, Ubenya baby, I'll better. I Citizen Media College, we train professional.
In the midnight glow where the stars align, we lose ourselves in the rhythm divine. Underneath the sky painted with dreams, we're chasing the echoes of silent screams. Caught in the spell of the cosmic night, where fantasies in the midnight glow where the stars.
Yeah, please, me blame me. I am it. Me blame me. Me blame me. I account for no. Yes, because me a kind me your chini. And until the day me bought them, me bought them free. Achim sino no. Now can't I say? To the stand, sir. Unyan krofa. Where I can afford to me catch us. Say I had the asante. Ah, it would say a ponche. Na friend people to nikom. Ya beto man. A ponche. One in nyansa kure beto man. Now uko bisa nsa there. Was me. Ya the MPP chama from ayariana. Ubi san there was me ya the MPP na tete me uti abofo ana. In this day and age, Kaji, 21st century, our people are voting based on transformational leadership. And because people are able to make changes. People are able to deliver infrastructure development. So I'm not surprised that Santi Achimago is going on. I'm not surprised that it's going on. Honorable Nehunu said the new candidates now. Organic grounds no obetimi etu no afosuro oye ne yank wani mate why you afraid na
interesting thing and I say ade aye tan kra ne say dey now mu bie mosque na no chief imam was there
national chief imam
unu zo mudum light omudum light na mesi omudum light enyume no mo so
omudum light
na
national radio ne won ko
na mesi
omudum light
mesi omudum light enyume no mo so ye
dedicating was ama Allah and national chief imam omudum light
kaoje mesi omudum light enyume no mo so ye
Yehovah
enyume no mo so ye
enti ye your man na ye fum
we are sick as a nation
and Yehovah
omudum light empenifo bodwa na
national chief imam
odanati and a panel light for a penny for bedru say be share opening prayer Muslim prayer Christian prayer for your doom light. I say you change over. Who say to doom light I change over. Maybe you change their back you switch to the different thermal plants. I am 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Doom light the whole day. The light came right after say a program ni etimiba ni wiye. So that is the issue was sort of but other traditional leaders say calling on NCA say look, this is unfair treatment to Salt FM. It's a Bianca more restore their licenses. But they've not responded to the traditional
say in as much as a media people no, the National Communications Authority has vested legal mandate. And you
sure.
Because you need National Communications Authority and you need National Media Commissioner obi awedin semfo kroma and yabekaya over the 1994 genocide and to quite course war with Rwanda map history say at least 1/4 of their population died, 25% of the then existing population of Rwandans died, approximately 800,000 to 1 million people died. A radio soon starts here and go for so you say sir, if there was a National Communications Authority and a National Media Commission I don't know man sorry and son center so as media men ye nim or how radio ni TV beti me abasi am here ka say nembo mu emra no anso make available rights of fairness now who now we head of a National Communication Authority because say Salt FM station here how would you fare why did they go wrong? because Kelji, Niama me Yamasham say, we say February here, and also December.
Yeah, December.
And a license in a week.
Yeah, a week. Yeah.
It's a 2 months.
Yeah, just 2 months.
Just 2 months.
Yeah. And Obakaya, a year or 2 years ago, our brand CFO shut down some radio stations for unlicensed documents.
Yes.
People were owing for about 7 years.
Yeah, you are right.
For 7 years, 5 years, renew on license.
No crowd, they did targeting. Man can't you know? There are some stations go on more. Want to tungo kroma no more. Basa forget it. So
and Minuka said their stations crowd one more license.
But you're operating. Are they in the kroma? Their stations are. One work as seminal.
Yes.
One license here by the other.
They're operating. So what happens to them?
How many independent candidate be anyhow? Obian who independent candidate wa. Bra, ya fa no sina Yengram State of the Nation address.
Yes. My penny could for exercise.
But papa and yentu adwuma bi free on.
All right, one of the key things and I'm for hearing Mr. President Bekaya the unemployment rate in just few weeks ago Ghana Statistical Service said the unemployment rate by said this year no a jumpy cost compared to that of last year. But President Kufuor went silent on the unemployment rates Ghana I'm saying
but just a quick one. Maybe I say Wutia wasugu so tie Accra 100.5 FM citizen show ni midindi na na otu Darko metenam ama kwabena bobi ansa amesro bra ye Facebook wall Accra 100.5 FM State of the Nation na Ghana mampeni na Danko Akufado address no man no did it meet your expectation ne na wo hwe nim se o mampeni beka no eno kan number 2 wona oni mu State of Nation forget brofo bia beka amamuo no wona atimu bi wona atu gem ananim se na ehye wo bibi sa se oha woni abebresa ekoso bu anase yedi awanya no eho akuntapuo ana o mampani de koto mra so bedwam no ana bra Facebook se si anatro na access o mampani mame say percentage anka ma say bra yankani.
All right, you started with unemployment. Mampani Kufuor say one can be about unemployment. So Dr. Dr. Kinsella forcing a raise consent. Look, if few weeks ago the Ghana Statistical Service unemployment rate across so I didn't know why you didn't
but KOJ and to be fair to the president except Mantini holistically he may not have mentioned unemployment but Obekaya or can be about the job one district one factory some 170,000
yes 170,000
I don't say unemployment
oh no but you only trick I am trick here I am almost indirect and direct jobs. What does it mean?
We directing 160,000. Not directing your 10.
So clearly, 30% of Ghanaian youth are unemployed.
Now, do you believe that statistics? More than 30%.
Of course. No, this is just approximating.
Okay.
2 out of 3 Bianso are unemployed. So it is more than the 30% of the.
What's we need to by statistics.
That is the statistics.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3
are
unemployed. So it is more than the 30% of youth are unemployed. Okay? More than that. If you do that calculation,
that's what I'm saying. We distribute my factory.
Well, my district, I come from the Wutusinya East District, municipal. Where there's no
factory.
There's no factory. But an English amount from the district then a Sunda. I will order that. And the government revamped it.
District what factory? What factory?
Again, talking about Dumso.
I
was in the last 7 years, you know, a buy no etimi as sustaining the power generation. Meanwhile, few months ago, with the country has been plunging to doom so. And Miniku Fiban was saying, Kaswasi, baby, near doom.
I'm saying only a doom CC.
What is doom CC? What's the definition of that?
I say I quoted the budget. Nyanya and Chrenfano.
So in the last 7 years, my penny cover the chest said, more expensive doom Sunday, and we BB, any for shaggy reason, and the proper Quebec, but while binding to me has sustained a young power generation, Kruma Musi. What just said, they will focus on finding ways to improve free SHS. Not as all on
focus.
Yes, there's some young baby. Talking about that, can only say La General Hospital only a president's kind.
What's it?
On be completing 28 months.
About 28 months, Fabra Fimai. How many months in a year? Say 12.
12.
24 months here, 2 years. It was say La General Hospital
28.
Okobugu Yanwa, one for block, one share from. And so the $200 million. I could see the biggest hole.
Yeah.
In the name of Cathedral. Was what the 28 months.
ABC. Ebe completing La General Hospital.
One man is our time, no.
Now, besides, how many months can I can't say going to be?
Let's hand over note. By now, Mr. President, handing over notes in 28 months.
So he's just being optimistic. That they can break the 8 when they break the 8.
Me hire me tea. Say MPP break it, I me Ghana for tea. Whether they break or no break, I know any me case. Whether Mahama bad now, but the cases
28 months.
We must judge them by the promises. Kelji,
but say much, yeah, commission national cathedral.
Yes, some can say by 6 months to be commissioned.
So they have to commission it.
But how do they commission it? It's the biggest one.
They will commission it.
How would they commission it?
They have to commission it. It's a promise they made to us.
Oh, now promises are what make it be.
So that is how we need to match them good for good.
Moving away from taxation to production.
Send the intro that Ghana for.
I catch the state of the nation. Na biti over trust there. Say a juma 1D 1F. Dia bakrum hanum. Was say nwane busuna. Nwane.
The pricing of
only
goods
one
and
item.
services.
The make say Ghana. Say see aye kakra. Say Jenny.
Let's see Jenny.
Jenny name say apart from Jenny.
And no quality at all in sizes.
Yeah, you're 20 in sizes. It's true. And I say me to in sizes.
In sizes.
Yeah, you're 20.
I open the work crew now. We will must be bringing my baby you and carry.
Yeah. But I think that your man penny can. I said the two seniors. Do you know why I'm saying this? Over time what John Dramani Mahama or Honoman. KOG. You can't read John Dramani Mahama say what the doom saw about sumo minor. It's over those were the time. Good morning, Yirai. Good afternoon, Yirai. Good evening, Yirai.
Yamaudum so.
Yamaudum so. Yes, Yamahama.
Yeah.
At that time, Namahama or Yajuma ECG.
Maybe.
At that time, Mahama not do big position. Could general manager of managing director. Namahama Krabi.
Debbie.
It's Argentina now your day electricity soon Wabono. Argentina in recent history. Doom Swaba. And you know, Doom Swaba. Oh, Doom so. Doom so. Argentina, where the Yapesi at Trese and yet a kufa to be na ye. Name a systemic failure be and now gas be a enco to Yahoka. I don't the emphasis on one of my president. We have been unfair na Ghana for it. Look, Yasu every year boy, and let me say this. If God want to punish a country, he gives them wicked leadership. I'm telling you.
So that's what we experience.
Fabric cream, I'm kind of fabric cream.
That just says, and Yanko per se will punish you or might be, and that's what you might be a small fire. What my opinion?
Oh, me tell me what dang.
Not you form.
Some penny for say nipa 1 million people. No man your position, they don't care.
Yeah.
And nothing I yet to about in 2020. And nipa won't you ye, and yet the president could let simply say it is the fairest elections in the history of our country.
Now, I say government is committed to ensure free and fair elections 2020.
Or your electoral commissioner. Nana Kufado. Say so elect. See, Mamma Mian can't say man every you. But someone should do your Becca. Brother Twasso.
Now, only there police force, police headquarters. Also, minimum wife.
Oh, I know the IGP Ayadi.
Oh, my penny could say, a buying shisha.
Oh.
So he's taking the credit of Dr. George Okufu Dampare.
It appear to buy Nana Honyas. I know the I know,
and but a whole free Mampini Kufa say government is committed to do more. And I cite example Ghana Police Service headquarters.
I know Casa Cathedral as well.
Now also we are no mucha IGP Dampare by not on it means that Pania Papan Kayano one can ye.
But at least he could have mentioned him.
His name, that's right. But I'm wondering so what J credits in the man.
I'm not surprised. He's that type. Obekaya the George Bushwalker Road. And N1 me boy.
Yeah, N1.
So him say o man penin that ku for the copper fans no.
Sure.
For fan to ata anu free abam.
Ma JE Mills
buy. Already fan crazy buy. Abra JE Mills. E do man
penin ku for buy.
Every kwan or invite man penin ku for buy.
Because on no chassis.
Unim say a year 4th-year interchange. Overpass na ayo Pokwasa no.
Yeah.
The former president John Dramani Mahama na secure funds.
Secure funds, yeah.
Time na womu to ni din no, you invite na. Time overpass, the same thing.
Yeah.
You're inviting her. Most of the project are about that place car. One would see no. About we inherit no. You bonidiana. And you should not also not forget. Say car or man penin that Mahama moko pay. Ma mu free abayemono. Only first tranche cake.
Yeah.
The 2 other tranches na not to danko kufado. Any Pabian is can be see one some. I'm on this says can juma. Has that been a single day and Nana Kufa me acknowledge the former and the predecessor?
David.
The former president, Mahama Efriso. Because Ohunu say, a year a good year shall from bet me asa. So he set up what we call the Heritage Fund. A Heritage Fund, no, over $250 million go. Me no can say Heritage Fund, yeah, they say what. Apart from that, or the Stabilization Fund. Senebeya, so many true baby in Yamamu idea. Yabako stabilization fund for Twanum near the Ayo money. I don't know COVID-19 by over $200 million every month.
Yeah.
Has that been a single day? Yabo former president Indiana.
No, Mamma Bosu Toto, now for Yansor. So now,
Ejanuasro, to Bosnian.
Now, a match, a year. Now, Baby see me here.
More fire.
Set March, February Wednesday.
More fire.
March, ye be remia.
Yeah.
Yababe launch performance tracker.
And also,
and yeah, a part of digitalization, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, a journey free economy, no Wababe Hesono.
It's on Minister of Digitalization.
So it's on Heso.
Oh, there be.
Oh, on Heso.
Yes, like
a band debit.
Yes, like Minister for Communication. I mean,
Debbie.
He is the chairman of the economic management team. And also,
oh. Or your chairman, but what divert your attention? So, Suisiano, who Pesicasama, you go be a doctor and Addison. Since I quest a finance ministry, now we have say your two substantive finance ministers. Your minister of finance local and your minister of finance international.
It's when they look at one for Ken
Oforata is the minister of finance international. And a local, I mean.
It is a wood me Accra.
Yeah.
100.5 FM, so say, citizen shows what. What I'm saying that
it's your palm on a young pamuno.
So, but people are thinking, say, your pamu
elevation.
Eti IMF sika say me no be heso. Eti I would say I mean Adams.
Now unim justification from the market.
One so na say o tutu kwando do. One tina fa ko.
Yes, Ken Ofrata didn't see a man in position or a investment banker. It's about investment say ye dim komo wa mo no ne e disika ball money mo betima toto ne pa.
I mean that's one or the investment when we are Ghana. So
oh yes.
And I assume we may come with that fear of favor. Ken Oforiata through the transactional advisor. Now you see Ghana, I don't know the kind of country we are. Yenim the meaning of conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Say be a finance minister. And yet Ghana, when we go for whether internal, especially external borrowings, we allow the same person to use his is it data bank?
Yes, data bank as an advisor.
As an advisor. Now, was it last 2 years? Was it 160 million? He's a candidate for jail.
Send it to us on GP.
Oforiata is a candidate for jail. Hey, Mahama Bo, Wine Bo, Obian Fanan Kwaye by the he's a candidate for jail.
It's a performance tracker, no, Nana, and they say. Sisiano, you don't need government a state of nation address to come and tell you say, oh, yai we wa ha, yai we wa ha. Utio fia uko track and so na chiro. Babia aban no etima ye developmental project in
Ghana. Say no the end ye.
Not ye.
But your mama basu answer.
Oh, yeah, mama basu.
Na mama basu.
Nana, it's been done before. Enya de fofo.
Oh, na track no.
Tie. You understand? O kase we understand do be. E throw to Facebook no say, you know say. Launching another performance tracker, that's the question he's asking. What happened to the old delivery tracker that was full of unaccounted for projects?
Jehovah. Not just somebody be crowded that.
Yeah, be that. Yeah, so I'm bound for Subia.
I know, Massia for.
You be launching for. It's a match, I be launching for.
Me crowded, I may try to see a better tap and go assemble because Jehovah.
Now, tap go. So, I'm a winning man for face for.
And you for. Oh, Dabida. Now, some I alone the buyer. No more carnibio. Now it's a green, Miss
Green, yeah.
Yeah. Now, no more 5 cities.
5 cities, no.
But I'm starting with 2 cities or something. No more 5 Ghana. I'm so low do Opa and now the way not share Bibi also. Well, now they are share so and some will wrap bass in them.
A quest or Momu to come brooch, a baby or stack card and all the swipe. Yeah, that's a two.
Say they look out for you. I'm more brooch or stack card. Who are Kwame Kwachini Mostaka. Would they use to tap and go or no need him? Go use or stack card day. Well, it's a novelty. Track and Abadida. Yeah, but and I tap and go so I never
said there is Abadida. It's when you eyes iPhone Pro Max and on the brain. It's next month. Yeah, but who the launching of
I send a bet was no. When I join your Facebook, no one come on home. I hear Francis Asantia. Was where is the COVID-19 tracker? The tracker, the able Roma. Anna Ubisano. Al Hajia Ramatu. Also, good afternoon, my brother. I'll give another 1%. Yehovah. Lydia Sebe. Also, welcome, brother. I thank God for your life. Thank you. Okay, so Yaj Yakub. Also, Adam. Sedu agongo puni faso semfu ya na se wow musa untina ya maybe one ma me metna yi na chino
no
esa mu no asa no
forget ye ko nana tie ne ba so
ma me kan we kakra Mary Adam o say 0/10 old man Julie Belinda ono so de ne de aba o say what is your mate Banza coming to do Kwame driver Banza anyum no mpe ma me ya be boss anyum no ofia no ye mpe driver Banza na driver now driving to a ditch a mate ne be take care Nasser Al Khalifa Facha Mr. Who didn't hear. So this state of nation address is waste. Nothing is going on. Many times I read the messages. Okay.
President Akufo-Addo say through the Attorney General's office, Omanate may save 10 trillion. 10 trillion.
Cities.
Yes. And Omanate may save from the honors by the office of the Attorney General. Sika hodwa Attorney General etimi agege near the cases are yetimi winning save your money
da futuo no
yenim ye betimi save sika no ba ne bia yedi
for instance NCC the BM NCC budget omusakana
omunyeska kranya adwe
NCC me ka say those times NCC ni cars me ka obi ya no bi mo ye kasa yama abani ma NCC 50 cars the year elections we no kwaje cars in NCC for
I say year election dem bi
and so every year there's a budget NCC and the other related state institutions
of
like
course
that. This kind of way
you can't but enkodru virtual
ATI is kind of
e-money
electronic
you be ka baton sanka
what we are now
no ma membo quick one so say 1992 constitution it's not perfect, but has served well. It raises concerns about the review of the 1992 Constitution. So look, after 30 years and over, it has lived its purpose. There be a review. I'm not for face no. Comments are present to cover the make here. Now it's likely say aban biba SSC a share na fi review a 1992 Constitution. See and take see something, say something very very serious. Now by just say boku conflict and so on. Nientia asumjaba. And say wa pompi seka dia gum na ne ebisa say bokona sumbi o hosisi ana because ekoda na san pagya ekoda na san pagya ntimi no kase asumbi enhye ni boko sa eno se ne sama pani Akufo-Addo de kan ye wo chese closure of the 4 radio stations say wo bokono ni nyina ejina kasa bia presenters any panel say call video so wo kan ye en nam so ema wo mu close sa 4 radio stations no enso ewo na afisu ya bato afi mapeni Akufo-Addo chese easy any all political parties say nyadwuma say na be afi ye betimi nya free fair and credible elections now what chese aban so be ensure say smooth operations because so ediama the electoral commission ti nana when one or two be a President Akufo-Addo etime bobo so and they abra what the state of the nation address no the buyer na sikasem no was it macroeconomic indicators ni nyina HSE we are on the right path. It's nana afi then Akufo-Addo say indicators in the say pefe say niema ekoyi.
Ni indicate oje bra boadwuma na so no class FM for brofo nkwanti no Akufo-Addo kan brofo ni hwemo mo achirim. All right. Let's do it this way. What to do today with the State of Nation address. Mr. Osene State of Nation bra Facebook Accra 100.5 FM never try again. Eti se se ne yaba betata kana fadwene se enyoma nkɔ yi a yenko senior yenko bo tape no bo tape no yenko yenim yenko tie because it doesn't make sense one say
under the Constitution the executive power of the state is vested in the President of the Republic. He or she is the executive. There's no ambiguity about where the buck stops when it comes to responsibility for what happens in the government. It stops with the President. He or she has ultimate responsibility. It would be an unwise president that would pretend to have all the answers and refuse the advice of his officials. But the fact remains that the president holds the executive power. The cabinet, the ministers of state, all act ultimately in an advisory manner. Of course, a member of the government might take an idea, be it generated by the president or the official or a committee, and turn it into a huge success, and the honors will be claimed or shared where public perception falls. But ultimately, the president is responsible and therefore takes the credit or the blame for whatever happens in his or her government. Mr. Speaker, let me make a second point. The programs that come from the executive benefit from the rigorous public examination and debates to which they are subjected. We all now take for granted and sometimes even bemoan the vigorous media and civil society organization scrutiny that characterize public discourse. It gives me with a stellar performance. They've been able to make the economy resilient. Economy omoji free as well Mahama administration bond woman when a team has a son yamani ama ne economy na ye fami call that very tape. Now yemisa say obia was see authority and backstops with the president. Eti indirectly my blame vice president so be seeking for your authority. Ebani saying that the same president etwan ho etira say enyo ba me an economy na koye. Last year, when I came to the House, I conveyed my dismay at the full extent of the economic mess in which our nation was mired. We had inherited an economy that was in distress. Choked by debt, and with macroeconomic fundamentals in disarray. You will recall, Mr. Speaker, that I said, quote, we would have to implement some tough, prudent, and innovative. Last year, when I came to the House, I conveyed my dismay at the full extent of the economic mess in which our nation was mired. We had inherited an economy that was in distress. Choked by debt, and with macroeconomic fundamentals in disarray. You will recall, Mr. Speaker, that I said, quote, we would have to implement some tough, prudent, and innovative policies to get us out of the financial cul-de-sac we were in. I made some brave predictions. I said we would reduce significantly the budget deficit, and I said that at the same time, we would grow and expand the economy. I'm glad to be able to report, Mr. Speaker, that the economic management team, under the stellar leadership of the strong, brilliant economist, Vice President Mahamadou Bawumia, has risen to the challenge, and the hard work is beginning to show positive results. We have reduced taxes. We are bringing down inflation and interest rates. Economic growth is increasing from the alarming 3.6% at December 2015.
What's that say? Young fan, no yam nina. Emma Ura, or Mampenia Badechre, Vice President, Mahamadou Bawumia, and Nana Akufo-Addo who said, Owura Bawumia Baba contested in the 2024 elections. No, was a fair dear, young Kwamamrem, a friend or Kaya said, to me, dear, do more minor. Ne cho boy, no, one president, Nikura. Send your bear, young Chinamono. Owura Bawumia catch there, say, no, you meta, no crack. Ya bet Mr. Pet driver bansa nyun ma mena ya bebo ase nefia driver bansa we kun crofo mai driver bansa we kun crofo ma driver bansa working crop for me driver bansa working crop ya bebo san na senefia for me ko back no there's another tape now what say ebe wiase nyansa ebe economy no wura ba me be deputy governor Bank of Ghana what say no to the buy na what say say nyansa wo wiase de ni nyina e wura ba me ho me come say stream live
ba wo mi no Yakubon di wiase adwi nyina asenu wa share our paper to show that 41 promises made by the MPP and its presidential candidates within 2 years, 41 have already been fulfilled and delivered as we speak now. 41 paper review.
Wati mokoto na omayi na ati say we have zero tolerance for incompetence.
Baumia no Yakubon di wiase adwi nyina asenu wa share our paper to show that 41 promises made by the MPP and its presidential candidates within 2 years.
Ana kwame menu mako. Hey. Dabio na omampani. Ada obi akasu twabia na. Na kwame. Ye kwame person. Kwame force me. Ose me nkase na win so e ada na akase ba. Jaisa no omampani no wi. Hey. Wasi? Everybody knows that I don't take alcohol. And I'm a producer. Kwame kwache kasaba do say na no to da ko bisa say na win so na say kwame aden. Nkoda pon school pese kaso mampanum chiwi o pampani chiwi jaisa. Salajo. I mama we dia mama ma honorable mram. Honorable Shama. Honorable. Senior botep no mai. Wo botep ni wi na honorable nka. Bisa no. Ye wi ada.
Everybody who knows me knows I don't drink alcohol. Leadership of the new Minister for Food and Agriculture. Everybody who knows me knows I don't drink alcohol. Leadership of the new Minister for Food and Agriculture. Everybody who knows me knows I don't drink alcohol.
Well, it is the same way.
WikiLeaks. Yeah, this one penny be to be sure we are not that we should.
Honorable, me per se, me bacho mo amutie me no. Mo mra Facebook, mo hwe pa o man penny dia no no. Yeah, mo bibia din. Ana e ka so hye bibia. But sa wo hwe pa e dia pa no man penny na na dan kwaku fa no. Wonom ana wo hye. Ye ka so hye o. Ana ye ka so wono.
We dia mo no America fo nche.
WikiLeaks.
We be nyansa no.
But who say ye tie fo no. Mo betimi atrɛn ne aya na kufa do no sɛ na nom no so wonom a wo tima trɛn na no so classmate da bi but honorable Ashama wonom de ka kyerɛ na yan trade
oh me dey show na me
na unim ma me tie adwuma wan free hotel na yembe fie medi nkobo of course and the state of the nation no and that person na watwe me na ye betwe na basane sere yɛbɛtwe no abasa no serɛ yɛka mo sɛ dwumadi ne din de the citizen show ha Accra 100.5 FM yɛka mo so sɛ sikakyɛdeɛ promo no ɛkɔ soɔ ɛnɛ yɛkyɛ nipa bebree thousand Ghana cedis ɛba bɛgu phone sɛsi a mesrɛ wonya no baabi a agye sikakyɛdeɛ promo no ɛno a na bɛnya no wɔ fa phone na dial star 413 hash star 413 hash star 413 hash na me kura ne ntia me yɛ ne sɛ wo sɛ mo hu me akyɛ sɛ na me kae na accident mu no for about 5 months me maaye nti mabayi nam so ɛna moma me nkyɛ sika kakra me ne management kraka ɛne Caritas unit of the National Lotteries so to Darko yɛ adwuma ɛtumi twɛ obi sika 1,000 Ghana cedis fa phone star 413 hash wabawi hwɛ sɛ fie afɔm so yɛ bi yee ɔmbɛdi agya mo star 413 hash na choose Accra FM what choose wawi afei follow the prompt and I tell you 1,000 ba be good phone says here and send me call to the next thing Ebenezer Ben Ellis was a good afternoon citizen show Kunalis Johnson Clifford was a Sona Lions address Shaib Mohammed was yes he don't drink alcohol but he chew do Francis Kate do mepe or say me dey what kind of mekan we we as we actually we am into me kwa alcohol dey na mekan Facebook messages ni wacho Mary Adam or say the old man is shameless oh mamunyesa oh wanyi mamunyesa Patience Ofori or say but ask him if he has smoked the thing before what thing Sakura no mamu fa baako ne hye Johnny Fodjo or say akronfo ban must root out nothing more that's right Western Anado who knows you don't take alcohol oh masa okohunu say na kufa do take alcohol Bozet Kwasi ma who message ni boy Jefferson ma who message Makamamu in good time Christiana Boateng I'm going to do all those messages for you but mami kam say Oman penin kasem no obeso kire say the economy has been robust but for some intrusion of COVID-19 be and Russia Ukraine former kontokwa and yet and no na me hear BBC you see Ukraine you see Oma you can say they have given out wheat Oma exporting wheat to all countries more than any other country Ukraine no ya na kontokwa no and I am speaking on authority say you can't see car near the exchange rate one of them is strong the Russian ruble you know extra Ukraine so ntokwa it's how shall we continue say yabeka se Ghana Ukraine be Russian to 20 in 2016 you 2 million chese now do dan kwa kufa the mobile won be gina simple so catch say see the na hata even before 2016 under the able leadership Erade Fan Krense of late meals na Nakufado eko kan say 2 cedis to $1 now no your president at the time ko beka tell Ghana for say bye bye me ko me boa oh pa go sa time no na 2 cedis to $1 oh dear fast forward to 2016 Abra John Dramani Mahama ni team Efra by so no tell me dada watch tina mudi me ko school me kan kra na 2016 no cedi to $1 4 cedis approximately ebi mu ka say 3 cedis 80%, ma me fam to 4 bo na 4 cedis sa time no na do dan kwa Akufo-Addo na o ma state of the nation address ni ake for yata through demonstrations and other series of talks because we are a country of talkers ko jira simpie su bebre e ka say wo man no ye cedi mo hata me no ka say ene ye exchange rate edu 13 cedis ye dia ma o ye 12 cedis 90%, ene who here cedi mako dumiensa ansa no wanya $1 baako but in 2016 now here cedi 9 ansa no wanya $1 baako fast forward ya the exchange rate to nchen inflation rate kyerasa wo kwakoto de e odwam na sika bebre edi ade akutu abi echi na the inflation rate under John Dramani Mahama ayo han tichemu dunum a 15.4% in 2016 asema me kan egumitri na me ka kira wo paro cheche no kra wo ba Facebook a share na no kra den ko ye ka no kra kire to me wo betimi nya obi ahwe okrom ha ye nya obi ahwe and me no ka say inflation rate yes say aye year and about 23%, but ekosura could do 54% some time back. Mame fa no ntunche ya debt to GDP Mahama mo time net debt to GDP aye ohanti chemu aduonum nan 54%. Ensam ya me kan. Enye ensam a ye bosrem kansam. Wo pa me say ene internet nti obi a wo phone. 54%. And I mean, can say it's hovering around 104% debt to GDP. Sinalisto, Mwakaba. On my woman, ya war, and I will rob on me. I say, borrowing is a lazy man's approach to governance. Naturally, say, Bumaya, Bobi Sembebra, just say, Usukwa don't tell you who be that. Sabrano, ne free kwame kuma breso, Bessimahama, Neaka. 120, it is 122 billion. My family to football, 122 billion. And the minimum can say Ghana yeka approximately 600 billion. Now I don't Ghana for me, sir. I buy a debotechi, young farmer bana. Why do we do that? Why do we pretend as ostriches? As a sabi, penny be this dia nipa. Now me kromo chini na nipa. That nonsense of tribalism must stop. I beni nipa, or chini nipa, asantini nipa, pepeni nipa. Irrespective of where you come from. See, the 2 ministers, sir, we must hold you to accountability. As we know, because John Dramani Mahama Mutai, Mammy Fancy Niamafi. Oh, no, sir, or mine a bedroom baby, a home battery. Ain't what the stabilization fund. Send a buyer, and the Mamuyadia, Yabakosa Futuna Kojiska. I'm told it's about $270 million or so, no job. Sa stabilization fund, COVID by no. How no medical is free. What is stabilization fund? And Ghana, next case wedding. Apart from that, what is the sinking fund? Or man penning for Mudi Kanko Kwaji Bessia is it $750 million? Yes, dollars. Sasikano. Now it can say, ye tia hunsi who causes your bet yes can be. Eti Abra or man penning meals. Any or man penning Mahama Bayano. Make us see a trust Escano. But young ye biddy Ghana. Eti what we call the sinking fund. Sa sinking fund no and immediately sa omampani kufo car or koboye from amanonino. This is what we call transformational and visionary leadership. Me, I'm not spokesperson for John Mahama. I will not be speaking for John Mahama. But no Ukraine say as a journalist, you can Ukraine yaka. Criminal journalist and ya attacking Crawford. I said bitakra say omni to me. Ya attacking Crawford. I ain't your taxes mom. But I me. Kwame. Doom so when I saw it. No, this is a question we must all answer because I'm not good for the speech. What's in your canoe? I come here, I say, as woman, I saw it doom so be. For the last 7 years, we've had a robust electricity and order. Look, go and research. As of February 2016, that doom so was solved by the former administration. Kwame, can you play this tape briefly? Oh, can you for real tape? No, na kumia tape. Who about Kurabomame? I say, even Dr. Bamiaka said, John Dramani Mahama cannot take credit for solving them so. Oh, it's okay.
So the President's House has, shown us all of these.
Yeah.
He deserves some credit.
Well, I have said to you that all of us can see that the energy situation is fairly stabilized.
Right.
All of us can see it.
Right.
But when you go on the propaganda bench, that this is the fastest mobilization, it's as if no government has done it before. So that's where the problem comes, the propaganda.
So the President's House has, shown us all of these.
Yeah.
He deserves some credit.
Well, I have said to you that all of us can see that the energy situation is fairly stabilized.
Right.
All of us can see it.
Right.
But when you go on the propaganda bench, that this is the fastest mobilization, it's as if no government has done it before. So that's where the problem comes, the propaganda.
So the President's House has,
of MPP.
shown us.
Either Dr. Bamia and Peter Mewu. Yes, Famiko Peter Mewu. Okay, my no sooner ready. You 2 minutes this year.
Has,
of MPP.
shown us.
The minority have asked in the last few days that how much capacity have you added since you came? All the fantastic capacity that your mama left you, they say. You haven't added anything in the last 2 years.
Capacity in terms of what?
In generation, in megawatts.
No, we have not added any generation capacity within 2 years.
Okay.
Don't forget.
So you're relying on the John Mahama capacity, the John Mahama megawatts.
There were a lot of existing megawatts. They have signed almost about 23 PPAs, which is uncalled for.
The minority have asked in the last few days that how much capacity have you added since you came? All the fantastic capacity that your mama left you, they say. You haven't added anything in the last 2 years.
Capacity in terms of what?
In generation, in megawatts.
No, we have not added any generation capacity within 2 years.
Okay.
Don't forget.
So you're relying on the John Mahama capacity, the John Mahama megawatts.
There were a lot of existing megawatts. They have signed almost about 23 PPAs, which is uncalled for.
The minority have asked in the last few days that how
Sam, when young people are some Mahama and the Soviet or Soviet, Sakufa and the Soviet or Soviet, and I make kind of cracks say, the former administration is Soviet. Now, when young people for Omokasano Creno.
Mr. Speaker, the two main issues confronting the sector are firstly, the excess electricity generation which was procured during the NDC regime from independent power producers, including emergency power producers, at exorbitant prices under flawed take-or-pay contracts. Currently, according to the Energy Commission, the country has installed power generation capacity of 5,083 megawatts, dependable capacity of 4,593 megawatts, and peak demand, Mr. Speaker, of around 2,700 megawatts. So, Mr. Speaker, our installed capacity is almost double our peak demand. Notably, 2,300 megawatts of the installed capacity has been contracted on a take-or-pay basis. On average, Mr. Speaker, less than 40% of the contracted take-or-pay capacity is actually used, meaning that we are basically throwing away money by paying for the remaining 60% of excess capacity, which we do not actually consume.
Dr. Bamia.
Whatever you may say about how he described what they've done, the fact is that we now have a better power situation than before. And members of your own party have admitted that yes, they've done something.
And how long is that sustainable?
Well, they've solved the problem. They said they would by the end of the year.
Emergency power. Understand the problem.
We've always said, and this thing, when this government came in, there was no doomsday. They inherited an economy without doomsday.
But we've had it periodically throughout the years.
But they inherited an economy without doomsday. Doomsday really started in earnest 4 years ago. You know, so they, through their own financial mismanagement that compromised the balance sheets of VRA and others, ECG and so on, caused doomsday. We always told you doomsday was a financial problem, and they denied it. But once you then bring in resources to bring in emergency power at very, very high cost, again, car power and so on, these are sole sourcing procurement that took place, and the cost of those things is very high. So when you cause a problem and you've given me a temporary solution to it, and you expect me to give you credit, you must be joking. You have caused the problem. You should be solving it. I'm not going to, you've dug a hole and filled it and say I should praise you. No, you should have done much better. You know, this temporary solution is not, listen, we have lost so much as an economy over the last 4 years because of doomsday. People have died because of doomsday. You've lost in 4 years about $3 billion in this economy, so much unemployment. And it's really
near Osobu Dumso, we Urabamia, Ankasana Ekasa, near Hame, Ella General Hospital. Nana Kufa saw the 28 months baby. Ready who also behind over. Hey, Nasaka Ghana phone ya betu yaba. What do you say? You better have 7 years. Say ya boost cocoa. Na gold for oil. Menoka say a fiasco. Also one DC, one factory, creating about 170 jobs. I went for Napco 4, Yentimin to Kaidom Kaba 4 months. Apart from NAPCO, teacher training allowance amoji 10, teacher training for Yentuamuka, nursing training for Alawama, na Ghana for your 1 million bed dada. I mean, look, unemployment rate, it used to stand, I think, 8% during John Mahama time. Menoka say about 14.5%. About 30% of youth or more. And Menoka say any juma. So what is it? And you're coming through Mukura Kwame. has to do with the fact that, and I mean, okay, say, Nana Akufo-Addo, in all our hardship, are increasing the size of his government. This is the first time when we saw many say all finance ministers, mienu. Yeah, minim say usually your finance minister or the presidency, minim you know ye. But this time around, your finance minister local, I am also finance minister international affairs. Or work can for yata. Hey, see, and you more deserve any. And you more see, and you know any. Ah, you buy a juma. Made no to that. Yes, why are there? Was it when and Crofuano and only a neck? And you know me here. Menoka say, Sima Adunum Nai Abo Apa Nomi and Saho. Jumedi anything did a citizen show here on Accra 100.5 FM Midin at the Nana Utu Darko. My film pa Senamkai over 5 months. Monte Mano either on radio on TV. But of course, in the name of Christ Jesus, I'm back for good. Yeah, Juma. Especially when it's an election year, we are here to expose the lies. Obi antimi nyu obi ahwe, ko enyu obi ahwe. Obi an wo han obi adan ma no. To ntimi make up nkyere me. All right. Honorable Ashama ewa ha. Honorable de se oka Honorable Ashama na chire buem ana about him former member of parliament. Or Hanom Sanso ana Nana Poku Listowell. Nana Poku Listowell. Eska former pa Poku no uti algun say yes. Ufriskam na na ohane mo a yebedin komo na mo so ama joining wo Facebook no emrepam yebeken kan mo messages no nyina ama mo but mesre ade ba ko mo do yenti na mo hwe enti mesre obi a wo Facebook bia mesre mo anka mo share ma me me pacho obi a enkope link no mo mfanto mo WhatsApp pages na mo share ma me mesre mo a abajifo na mo akwa ba na mpom se yes, we say senior list to any see there. This is the best State of Nation address. I mean, you don't need to tell me West. And over. So honorable by idea. But honorable say me bisa say no, but many can be say dear no. I think say no. Na so no alcohol. That would any day.
Oh. Say obi owa ma many can chat here for na men chow na.
That's right.
Honorable ma feel papa.
So ma feel pa ufoni nkwa na mi ta so
na na no tu so me mo akwa ba bio. De nyamiase mo abrabo ne wonkwa.
Akra
FM. Nkwa ne hia. De bia de ameka che obi bia ne se sebi se sikane dwetane nioma sebi ahonya de ne nioma ne nyina no uni nkwa na se wo bia
the crap
nipa sebi yen se hwe ne nyina ye sabia no nti yen ne nyame ase ema nkwa sebi odi a chen na me nsa mo akwa abase na wie me te wonka na me ni age say it's a voice that I have really missed. Na me enkoso enshirawo
that's it
then I menom me ni bibia me nom secretly
so
me ni bibia in my life I menom secretly na onum hwimpo na wadwene da otirimuni sa adwene no ye adwuma te se de me na nafodwe wadi mfie wo hane du enwotwe me na otifie and he's still growing na adwene ye adwuma che Akufo-Addo bebre nti nyini ana obi betimi de aye the reason why Akufo-Addo adwene nya adwuma so wadwene ye adwuma hwesika abedi wonsam hwebra wo diskanabo president Ben wo wiasim ha wono ehia ne man ene ne manfo na odi oman ne sika ebegura to prete said de Akufo-Addo unum hwimpo ni onum nsa
onum nso
but obi anim se Akufo-Addo num hwi
no
onum hwi eno dia no
obi bisa so nyina se ne zabekase
why then
obi bisa so nyina so ne zabekase
Wikipedia na catch say onum hwi
ai WikiLeaks now we are juma
I don't have to work there so me nya juma daily graphic and so
daily graphic that's on a lighter note
what you say so we any cocaine and I say na brabo
why
Akufo-Addo
WikiLeaks the cocaine cow
It does not matter.
It matters.
Now who cocaine patient and I say cocaine addict. Cocaine addict be bien wa de man we wiase mu heso no. Opa fa wiase sika nyina obedi ni nyina wiase aba be ball kro no.
No kra.
Cocaine addict.
Oh, na so offend there.
Enye onu nko
o. Cocaine addict.
Enye onu nko, enye Akufo-Addo nko, kan ofiri ataka ho. Enu bone na aye o madwene ama o madwene nyina. Cocaine ni bien wa o shame.
No there any evidence to that effect.
I don't come to speak for you or I speak my mind.
No. So who mind no.
You don't have to provide me in
no.
But me a newscaster.
No, newscaster. But who mind no is also subject to Nyotia Kunyanum. Who is the moderator? What kind of WikiLeaks there no? Man challenge you, maybe. Man challenge you because a WikiLeaks. Back and for
WikiLeaks no. And you'll be a Jane and watch it. Miss Margin,
but it's verifiable.
Verifiable.
Yes.
Say.
And no, some call WikiLeaks.
I more verifiable than someone who's a nipa way. Cocaine for Suban or the name we are. Then the chess. And
I know there. I agree. Say Obi that cocaine Suban dear. It can pass.
I not just one
cocaine. Who evidence?
Evidence man a check not the bill. Meti hey. Na me kasa na obi e ho say
I was wa feme me yanko. Oh.
Meti hey na one me your friend is saying nkomo yi. Na odi nkomo yi nam left. Na me dey nam right. O ka your friend say why chase me so me ka jollof. Adwene ya adwuma. Ye ka fufuo ho asem. O se ye t-shirt to fufuo so. Adwene ni ya adwuma.
Ateno.
Watingon enya adwuma. And cocaine for abra no mo bono. Cocaine ni ana me kan no. Heke no friata. Ni say na wa ye ni nyina ye enu bone. Opa. So se me boa. Wamra ne enko lab. Enchen wa Akufo-Addo enchen wa. Me mbo lab for ni din. But obi akudu Africa ko lab for bi wo ho. O me enko ne enko hwe ni mogem. Enu bone.
I know that we can say as a statement of fact.
Opinion. Tio. Hana ma betina no. Se me de wadwene na ebe kasa. Enka me hu here.
No, but Hana betina no so no. We have what we call defamation of character.
Yeah, and you are not thinking for me.
No. So in moderation, say a cancer my factual, yes sir.
Factual is saying asema na mam
et what kind no what for where you paper. What's paper ni? Who can WikiLeaks man challenge you?
Paper saying
Okay, cocaine. Now you're the doctor.
Was it by their fruits you shall know them? It's how would say you are speaking because by their fruits you know them. And no money and abatraka. Abrano mubon cocaine and cocaine abrabon or mubon.
Abrabon dear.
Abrabon dear, yes. Bakubi, a Kumasi, Kodo Bantima. Kodo Bantima. Onu krampo a wonu cocaine ni v atetia panza no na dwen ye adwuma chen Akufo-Addo. I'm telling you, for Kojo Bantima after so many years, 15 years, to have seen me just recently, I call your friend say Kumasi call your work we and still
24-hour you know
yes working. Was still able to identify say ne pokunie no amesume hu say bra atetia panza pa na still otimi recognize him no Kojo Bantima na adwen ye adwuma che Akufo-Addo. Kojo Bantima to ne shirt mu a wan to Ghana is longer than Africa. Onumpo a aye no daily your friend is saying ade a wo ye
so why addicted
why na there be na ade obeye wonya addicted a obeye sa anaga say woman penny wonya addicted cocaine ni bie no wo shame wo bokro no kura no wanwa o sere kro no na wa ba no ofi say it's normal. So me ni Akufo-Addo a mitimi kura mpie state of the nation make us say me ho baba eti no eno de ya me nom de me num bibia and it's never seen
and also fancy
that be me bibia no me num bi
that's right
because me num no bone
me say ni amenom no bi anim kroma
what you say
now abeju general picture me say okay or no so de na do say me di kan etuja honorable sir, you spoken to the matter already. Enti anka yen kona na ipoku nhyase ana. And I'll be big. That be honorable. Wakambi.
Yeah, I don't have any problem.
Also, on the no BB. Okay,
my general view.
Yes.
Yesterday, my expectation was he was not going to make sense. I've known him, and I know say statement now about kind and so no, or the consultants for South Africa never trust statement no, and you know the realities of the Ghanaian, the state of.
Now you can't hear you man say.
Me say as my making, pacho, quote me,
or the consultant free.
Me say statement now about kind no, or the consultants free South Africa. Wow. Some consultants now, or manage Baumia. Now they are managing the two because they have seen say the government has become so unpopular to the extent say Oko election Baumia ne highest I will be 33%. And no crown on nature so more 33%. And so to attract some more votes in order to get Baumia the unlikely victory no and in the John Mahama can amana popular no on status on no so be can bi and until no share ya Baumia statement no be kan ye no it was a prelims of Akufo-Addo state of the nation. What you say? Why is Akufo-Addo now calling Baumia the digital man? He has never said that until today. What you say? So a consultant ayako han no almost South Africa. Sanko for na nemrebi omo your friend is saying finance committee ebe ye Mackenzie be ye Jumama finance ministry no. And for the first time in the history of Ghana we had a finance minister who had gone to take a consultancy omo no ye Juma no on his behalf. Okay. Aye tri omoka. And so it's a rehearsed and a well planned agenda and omo execute. Until you catch a Akufo-Addo say, "Ukwa can say, Baumia so ukwa can say." Send a beya mummy no, you'll be on the same page. It is statement, no. It was written by a South African consultant.
Ava, may I with you? When you say Ora Baumia, the car set where you meet.
Yes.
On your driver.
Yeah.
When you say a meet and Akufo-Addo, what can be say? The executive mandate lies in the presidency until the buck stops with him.
Yes.
Not just say confirming about me, can say my emblem about me.
Yes.
Now failure be I am firm Kufa. Me yati asem na can aspire.
So you see, he forgets say, and you see everything the consultant is telling them is to contradict their own previous views.
Okay.
So as to make them look in the public say. Boneno de yaye failure anaba bibi bia esibia no ama ye ho afono mo a sese no mo ye no okay munyi ngu me Akufo-Addo so.
That's right. That's
because
right.
Me no makwete say obi a me na me sese no mampe obi ama na mesi ma na mu a me ho be kire me. Into me de clear bar for ye say munyi bibia mun blame everything
on me.
Say ne be ya Baumia be succeed me no succeed me we are yentimi ama mehwehwe me ntwom because Akufo-Addo cannot account for 10% of the money he has accrued over the years. He cannot.
Yes, go.
No, me say 10% he cannot account for it. They have stolen more than 90% of the monies they have accrued over the periods 2017 to date.
Wow.
They have the monies they have is a national security threat.
Hey, no, and
their fear is that a new government will take over and make sure they uncover the rots.
That's right. That's right.
And make sure say some of them are jailed. And the rest who will not be jailed, no, the monies will be taken away from them and there will be nobodies.
Wow.
Some of the monies they tried taking them abroad. And until now, okay. The Belgian government at the bar say Ghana for entimi emfa your friend is saying yentimi me account BM Belgium because account I be in the name of Ghana no a family and friend kababi and manage account no it is scale rem
for money
laundering into your account for the first time in the history of the world you carry account to mu our Belgium.
How?
Accra FM.
Some of the monies, I don't know, Akufo-Addo high private jet now. Or this kind of go, your friend is saying, island so. Baby, Sikani Hun Kuntebuo. Now will be our tax haven. Directors of a company crown almost mean disclosure.
Only right class
for the first time in the history of Ghana, you now will be a no save or tax haven a finance minister.
Can you imagine?
So the first day me call air after Akufo-Addo had sworn in 2017. What I said was, "Oh, we for one I just will be here." No, we come. That popular quote.
John 10,
I said it because I know Akufo-Addo is a thief. I know that it's well rehearsed and it's a plan for them to execute. And Tiadana, this for after Bawumia Kasaye, now Omo try to want to sympathize with Akufo-Addo, say, Bawumia is trying to blame everything on Akufo-Addo. And you know, Akufo-Addo, yeah, Omo Mobono. Now I was laughing.
A strategy.
Because it's not a strategy, it's a stratagem. They are doing that to outwit their opponent.
It will as a better mobile.
It's a better mobile. Now I say, but they have planned that in the house for Gabi to come and tell you, say, I am getting out of the domestic politics. No, a plan. A planned in the sense that Gabi, ne who he MPP mu, ne who bufu Ghana ha. And if he is seen to be part of Bawumia campaign, I bet destroy Bawumia campaign.
Right,
what I say. So, and the family should be distanced away as if Bawumia is his own man. No, Bawumia is under the dictates of the family. And it is the family that brought that consultant. And Untino's speech was written by that consultant. Our manager Bawumia campaign. So before Akufo-Addo came to read the speech, Bawumia was aware of what he was going to say.
Only say initially a Babontin. Then Crawford said, "Other now, why insulted the intelligence of the president?" Ama some tape big crab Babontin as he said, "O man penny di can you say tape in the after us, or man penny say, what do we gain when we seek to bastardize our own government?"
So you see the contradiction.
Yeah,
this is during that tape was during the primaries.
Okay,
and now he was insinuating it at Kennedy.
So he was being prophetic.
And consultant neighbor and see there be Kennedy Japan is popular because he is saying what Mahama is saying.
That's right. That's right.
He's becoming popular because he's behaving like an opposition leader. And for Bawumia to become that popular like Ken, you have to behave like John Mahama.
That's right.
Who is the opposition leader?
Ghana for them who say, "Oh, how no?
Yes.
Okay, Mamu blame me become president."
The consultant is so foolish, sir.
Okay.
One thing Ghana hanum na yen to petrol aboard ya de COVID tax as ato so no. And kamene consultant na metu abane for say tete nuama so wo de dada omo say ma tete nuama so o we ne Bawumia in an unlikely event or we ne a no masa hijack system one hike no.
Yeah, say no mo ye electricity ni.
Omo ye okay.
Ye ma free
free water, free way. That is Ubia and Kotigana ha. And Kobe feel how the Ghanaian feels, and as a residents of Ghana feel.
Okay.
But because one thing Ghana ha no tablo change, you know, or they say, and you know, they don't tell the consultant the truth. Typical of Ubia, where the trust sama wabe chronic liar.
Pathological liar.
And you know, Nipa Krono or Kokrampoa, Senitine any house, he said you, Menai. I can be baby dement mama.
Baby with you. Honorable. Baby with you.
It is any young can crowd. So
if I never so one.
I was in you.
As honorable Nimia anymore.
But you see, I think say Akufo-Addo has done himself the greatest damage. And he will go down in the history of this country as the worst president, as the worst thing that ever happened. I can't even describe him.
Nationalizing free SHS.
I cannot even describe him a president because president has a definition.
No, but
and he does not fit in.
No, but he said And then about one district, one factory. Anyway, we'll come to the sectors though, but
so generally, my view is that had I known would be said in no time. In no time. He would realize that no, I've done myself more harm than good. That is, if in a likely event God intervenes and gets him to begin to reason. I can see a man who doesn't reason in Akufo-Addo. He fails to think. People are thinking for him. And he's thinking that the thoughts of the people, no, unlike David that would be able to boldly tell God to say, he's just taking every advice as if say, advice. I saw a man, even before he came to the presence of parliament, no. Into the minority was in a protest trying to get him to correct his bad behavior, intolerable behavior. The president. Yes. The minority for no. How many times haven't they preached things that could have helped this economy? Otiye. Minority for even about e-levy. Even about some of the things that Omoa preaches say men ye o say no ba me so bo be yefri sika hodwa na you see onyansani be no tintasio to form one of them text am afa. Sometimes I don't say obi ejimi keke.
That bit also a mate.
You see, sometimes I don't say obi ejimi keke. Sebi ona na yo papa yo hene. Sebi o ka asem to form one so dey text am.
That be your hene.
Nyansani nyesa. And I'm describe what I'm say. There were only two categories of human beings in this world. The first category was the person be true book. Oh, okay. And you let me plan about how to write the book. And so or think it deeply. Then why execute you? But I could also there be my main book me we are not my dream who say book be and I'm person me the latter is a fool. The latter. Look at when you were writing your book. You planned. You want to write something about Africa in a wheelchair. And the book was planned.
That's right.
You knew what you were about. How do you now personify Africa in a wheelchair? Africa is confined in a wheelchair. And where is Africa heading towards?
You're right.
What am I saying? So you planned it before you wrote the book. You did not write the book before planning. What am I saying? And that is what Akufo-Addo has done. Over the years, when you be and San Wakodre who say, a dear crowd am I
for 4 minutes we first.
And you know, you see, I'm sad. Say me again and in me feel so sad. Me raho. Because I say presidency, you know.
Offer nim na won nim na yetunufu na wonti.
Eye boat.
Onu a wonim. Yetunufu so wonti.
Na tio. Say ufutufo ne hwan. Ufutufo ye kronfo. O first advice Akufo-Addo appointing ne Osafmafo. Wo ye kronfo a Ghana ni bi anim say o ye Macmillan thief. Kronfo. The albino has been characterized by thievery. From day one, the first bond you shared on my euro bond 600 million. Ebedru a dollar so it was a euro bond. Obedru Ghana no dollar so and my dollar no stabilize for a long while. What we call 2.25 billion templating bond. First thievery about no. No more the Busuan Yomo Matonton, they were looking for money to make sure they get the things back. For example, the Societe Generale, a friend is a hotel, na isiwa a Ringway Hotel, na Akufo-Addo papa dia. Nipa ko sisa bear sheet, nema me coffee and tea, just give me breakfast and bed. He could not manage the hotel. He sold it. How can he manage an economy like Ghana? Akwese obi a waton fufu aboka. now say there be me the ne kwa kotena provision store no fufuo no no ana obu hu konta we waduro mu wa boka o say obetimi amanage your friend say provision store milk nyo na ye no akase ne mame entity so mame entity me nsa so meboa how can such a person be fruitful in government? It you know one only nimdie na adia ada Ghana for, and I think they are trying to master the craft the skill of oratory. What do you say? Ghana ni bi ehu broni a odwen se wote brofo.
Asa na police ni kracho na kan brofo ha be ko esia.
Yes. Ghana ni bi adwen se obi a otimi be gina badwam kenkan yo ma te se de Akufo-Addo kenkan ye no. Enu ameka asem bi. Opa Akufo-Addo statement ya wakan. Yeah. Busa ne se paragraph 1 e de na kan
ohu say.
Onim opa ye comprehension ne. Opa ma journalist bi ko Akufo-Addo. Na on bushing say Akufo-Addo, what was in paragraph 1 of your statement? Ni refi onima de kro. Opa busane about anything about the statement no. Onima de kro. He just is a very good reader. And he has a skill. And he has mastered the craft. And until Ghana phone him say the way our kind of brofo, the way our kind of papa na kan no so for no minim ne din. Arisha na obedo any ne.
Former sorry no monji title
so that
Church of Christ, former Church of Christ, penny
on okay. So that craft now your friend is saying the mastery of the craft no and no ama nipa bebre adwen almost say but and then now the reality is done on the Ghanaian now who say papa won twa the disappointment is huge. Enunti eno makofa consultant no, but you see
now this year
me this year no I would advise all of us hwe amemu enya yafun yare eno aka se me yam ya a won kwa na ofili otuma se se eye ni yare enso a sebi wani yo ya una ofili ba we de eye ade a sebi ubu manya ya di ani kosua ehu se ade we na papa we aye etene se John Mahama say wo sori akọ round na what say ne nneoma awaya obi abehu. You see how it has been difficult for Akufo-Addo to even account for his still worship.
So obesen
we afa was say o kwa akoye ade bi a omofre no the omde buy tracker.
Tracker.
Ansana ono atre
development
awaya.
Yeah.
Tracker doesn't tell the Ghanaian what you have done.
So, that's someone tell me any.
What be your tracker be 2020
COVID-19 tracker.
Emma, baby omo kan say omo si one district one factory no.
I know your delivery tracker.
The first one, yeah.
Tracker no. Oye no. O si me si that way wa ha.
Yeah.
Wonim say wo twa nkran fo ntro. Na ebi a o si machine wo balling. Na balling for akogina asase so. Om si wo boa hwi ni ha.
Yeah, me kai.
Me am micro man kasa o se was 10 seater toilet.
You see? Ba na nya no kre.
Opa ma kasa sa enu na ofon kro ba e be kasa. Oh, there are mistakes in that. Me kasa se mu bua.
Mistakes.
Delivery trackers.
Their plan is to make sure say on entrench power. Now me dey make two for back up as am the manual see.
That's right.
Emma NDC say no me support John Mahama. Emma madwe enye omo say asetremu ohaw ni abenidie nti nipa beto aba ama John Mahama.
The adwuma atwa so mo ye.
Great at working to get every vote.
That's right.
Including that of the flag bearer.
That's right.
They should make sure say the Ghanaian goes to the pool and elect this government out. Because they say they are the only hope we have. So oman yire omo na enkofo we entrench power. And making sure say they steal the votes to win.
Then the opposition forever.
Then and yes, opposition forever. This country, Cecilia is on her knees. Then it will just enter the grave.
All right. Nidin de Nana Poku list 23 minutes past the hour of 4. Midin de Nana Utu Darko Mitrem Amakwabana will be answer Honorable Oka honorable anache se nebo trimwa one place ebu honorable ashama and so fear but honorable ansana beba no ye nuanum bi nso adjoining on Facebook ye no man e adwuma no Lydia Akam or see you are very right Kufuor started the ABD he's continuing okay so bad old man Salma Minu Dankofa criminals in power Betty Penda Mal also more fireworks Wood Eduji also he claimed that GM's Green Book was an artistic impression. Sam Aminu Thomas Insia also please okay so Buzet also where is Nanama okay so Buzet questions still continue to hunt his family unborn generations forever. Boy Johnson list 2 is 100% right. Lydia Kam I was bored par with his deceptive accent Alakpato Alakpato menyo Wood Eduji my redo the Mamenka will be there. Eno chira was a broad done Siama Joy Atiga sensing an emoji. We say I was boiling. Good afternoon, lady. I hope all is well with you. Okay. So a lot of messages there. Mary Amada say most useless president in the history of Ghana. Felix Yabo him also the name in Chroma scares them. Okay, so a lot of messages. Repam Yabeba na Yakin Kai Amamo.
To me Facebook. Me try to to me Facebook. Okay. Artwork being a metro in credit.
Okay.
So na.
Credit. I say bye bye you.
Bye bye you.
That's honorable now you. Okay, honorable. Yeah. Yanko.
Yo,
where the general overview.
Yeah.
We are now buying to some sectors.
Yo, penny for near chef for near Tiffany in Amichamo. Many are penny poku listowa. Ya shache, but Nankupa said Yabishande. And there His Excellency Nana Adudankwa Akufo Addo. Am I encra the open list of friends?
I see encredi. It will encredi sooner.
Oh, Asa, there is nothing he can do again. On Sanya, another state of the nation.
Oh, so Baba. Say Article 67 say beginning and ending. So also Baba.
The beginning and ending of what?
Beginning and ending of the fiscal year, no, also or train the state of the nation. But usually, them some call the
state of the nation.
Sir,
no,
because the president can say or the accountability or something.
See, we don't have two state of the nations in a year.
We okay,
yo, today, Michelle no TV Susa and picking things, putting them together. Senior, minya ekaye, minya listo esikaye, and as a marketer, actually, some of the loopholes and you deduce, you know. Now, Michelle say, hunusa. I first gave Nanado name a Hansard terrorist. Parliament has a document that is called Hansard. Okasa we say no, it is going to be in the Hansard forever and ever. And I studied this man till today. No, I realize he's a Hansard terrorist. Near MPP for Ayeni Ninano, Ube Kaya last year, Openya Mwakwata, actually say why 10,000 kilometers of roads. Enye nukre. But at the Hansard Musesia, they have not taken it out into 50 years to come.
But said the Hansard Musesia nukre. Parliament recorded
when we are debating. When we are debating,
you just make reference to
no. The person who believe MPP for Christ started you so say President can say we are constructing 10,000 kilometers of road. NDC for and challenge. They've started. So that is why I'm calling them what Hansard or calling Hansard terrorists.
Okay.
Or the Sembonia Sheho Niama Wanyen or Jinaho Kasa. You can't take it out because all Kasani now machines no air capture. And they are going to, even if they debate, they are not going to delete those informations from the Hansard. Inti or their bakosem boni e dia share Hansard mo eko. Inti ebasa now friend no akokora boni.
Okay.
E cheso nim se niema all kanu. Enye nukre. Today too the same thing osa yeye. or can some beer and or say Nanado Kase.
Okay.
In the Fourth Republic, Juma Wayaminanu, there is no government that has done that job.
Masa no wa bemanga bagaza.
No, the entire enunti our frame ha as a semi canto amount for trim.
Senya no correct.
Saka sanya na moto no e magana ochina dachi ochina no e ba be say. Because that is what our children are going to read. The political science students no let's go and pick the Hansa ye or ye. But he's just giving us vague information. Now, let us go into a bit of nitty-gritties.
All right.
What was it? Okase, as executive, no, the bar stops with him. Do you get that? Bisa say Adentina Nanado Ekasa.
I don't know one can 4 years ago.
Nientia Okasa say, from the beginning, the minority and well-meaning Ghanaians start to pinch holes in the work of Baumia. Why Baumia? Because Nanado di Baumia bechere Ghana for say he is an economist. Onu nebo mampenyi kufo amana ma dollar ye 1 cedi to $1. Do that right? Inte nunti na wakofa no every Bank of Ghana. Ediba sene ye sika samunu ebe jina ho uye juma na wanya sika nyamfa so amanfo bonse mano. Otumi you see Baumia edi breaki the constitution of the NPP. Emra Baumia enye member of the NPP nu nanado foresee ya mama nu membership card. And then by force nu osi odinu ye vice presidential candidate. All because of economics.
By force, so I'm trouble winning.
Debbie. Or force first. No, we don't vote for the. No, I'm talking about the time they pick in 2008.
For running mates.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, for running mates. You know, we force it as say an MPP constitution.
I agree because me can say. Nanado the neighbor. There were a lot of objections.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nano hini ntoka video no wo ho. Inti be say from the word go he uses Baumia to abuse the NPP as a party number one, and then he uses Baumia's name to abuse Ghanaians. Now that person sa nipa na who use the abuse here no say no show be the president. What's that Gina say only president o and nipa no be Gina and na wa share no ye ka kire say Boshe ntia Nanado di uba no ade no ansipi ansita yesika sem afa mum na sei nti ukura no ye diwa ye huruhrada kake
okay
nti se Nanado ntumi kabeka se mumfa subo ne nyina no emfa bomi na enye Baumia nti Baumia ni Nanado no omu dani abusuma kutira omu dada Ganafo
okay
enu na se Ganafo ni abia omu ka che se mu dada ye now let us move forward.
But before you even move forward, you know the school. You said the vice chairman by constitutional dictate. I beg your pardon. The vice president by constitutional dictate is the chairman of the economic management team.
It is
you formulate and implement policies. I remember our economy agenda. And to catch them say you were meta. Are you rendering that prestigious position useless? It doesn't make sense.
Nanado, he has today shown his incompetence. His incompetence. Nanado's government send a million.
Because yes, sir, now so much less as a Ghana for you.
That is it.
Yes, as a Ghana for we don't.
Omu person who catch say Jimmy. say who catch say in the whole class this is the mathematician. Mun nyina no de obisa say course be na ya wonsi why RME. Wo de wo ye de wo see culture, we see dancing. And Ghana see a mathematician. And then Nanado man is this is the mathematician. Say akuntawo no anya ye. Nanado say my emblem ni for the chere say. Onu na mathematician na emblem onu ba Nanado oye RME. Religious and moral education.
After first 4 years. Ghana for a blame or no Nanado Danko Kufado. I don't know what they call share Russia, Ukraine. I don't know what they call share COVID-19. Sapre Nana Kufado Amaya who said the backstop.
List to say Omar Kofa consultant. And now I got trouble. Send me a moon corner. I didn't know break no so. But then for you Jimmy, the decision for yes. And listen, these are the analysis. The decision for 2024 election are hitting that I will be at true. Actually say the economy is your pocket. Period. On my penny go for say shower city no na ye de. Na tuaba. Aden it when you know sabisa hu say na do see yemfa subo bia mfam bono. Na okodro digitalization. Eba mu say na edi ma ba mi a onye mate economist. Oye economist, onye ICT person. Eba mu say na yemfa ma ba mi a. Indi grofom ye nu omu ye kana nafo. And I'm now. We drew color, we now I share white. We also drew a punacha now. You want to do the amount we now I share right.
Maybe Sakura said it's not just Esther Kufu, Kraned the Esther Kufu as Minister for Communications. Said digitalization agenda, Vice President, it will no Esla or dear no. Hey, what is her role? A coffee for Petumia on fan who say or Channing night. No, that to me no. No more. I confuse one. Open to me. On Johnny because if everything digitalization is Bamia, then communication ministry ain't come for so the
I confuse one no. I confuse one for 2 years. O Johnny night say Fabian Fajeho. O nya 2 minutes we have a hospital. Son of Mutie. That is why she's keeping quiet. In that some boss who say Ursula Nebeye vice presidential candidate. She will be fighting with Banyo because I know Susu Fesa say, Mrs. Sunmaya digitalization. Into New York, Fano. I come before Nunu
because Ufanu near why
into Nunu Ursula Beka confirm with economy. Now Mrs. Family digitalization to yeah, Fan, what was the light in Uncle? Only a can enough for. So that is what we should see. Another issue is say, Bisa who say, in there, Senado Casafa go for oil.
Yeah.
Seba mi aya de. Go for oil no boye. Iti ba mu se nipa. Who say economists no otumi ton gold. E di oil di breye. Otumi ya digitalization. Na economy no de pa de anye ye. How does this make sense to even the dead body my mother who is in the mortuary? How does this make sense?
Your foul said, we teacher. Which Accra FM school idea.
Ghana for
yes, say, bear 1 week in it, oh, metra de Adaya, who say now me problem. Oh, problem thing, where your foul said a problem thing. And then for say brother betra de. And
yes, into the now do I say more canning in I say, moon fast one for bomino. A sako heating your mineralist to a cassette. Say a one person, Mahama Bebu, my tentinu, no, into the moon, Mahama or baby. Oh, where they are come for? Where say Mahama now the baby, my chest. Mahama no name baby, a president is coming in Afri, and Ghana is coming in Afri, and a baby echo. Into the new president Biba, who has not been president before, no, on to me who are not check. Into no. Omunya team Muhammad in
fact, they new on the job.
Yes.
You cannot. The streams of money. But Muhammad don't experience.
Oh, experience.
Even in respect of Ekufuado.
Yes.
And yet they can offer aye nyina no nim.
Onim.
So.
Yes.
Onim. Can offer that. Aye can
a criminal. Yes. Criminal.
Ah. Me ka shira mu say cantonment ha. Minikenu Forata committee 2015
cantonment.
Yes, yako VIP meeting bi Bible translators. No man translating me krum kasa share Bible. He's part of that group.
You know my quotation.
And ye want them to say ye bon kombo. As at 2015 yen komodie no Kenu Forata ka kire me Daniel Kosi Ashama say banks doors wo Ghana.
Hey, as of 2015.
I am telling you, I've said this several times. People are not taking me serious. So I said, this man is criminal.
Ajapade book no krepa.
Oh, yes.
Because assembly what came
me Daniel Kosi Ashama. Me na me catch o si dentina banks doors do Ghana.
Oba no begu no.
Yes, into obegu na MPP for catch us say NBC for neguna. It is a plan. akofifo suba.
Meanwhile,
it is a plan. It was a plan. It was a plan.
Wow.
One will say,
hey, money manual to it.
No money.
Try to ho. Minia, she say, senior Nana do Ken of Furata.
For 3 minutes, we
to the extent. Oh, Mrs. African, my
5. Oh, why close to 20?
Oh, no problem. Senior Nana do Ken of Furata. Amma, Chairman Sabun, so I tina chamber. Amma, the members are young coup. Nanado, yeah. Into your castle, okay. I just said, Nanado Kuya, but who say on to me, and on Catagana for say, would the Mumma Mrena only IMF
answer?
Ayani, yeah, the other one say, Yani say, on Makeno for that call, man who higher post, and our Pia Chairman Sabo to say, Usu free off you. Usu free off. It is a vindictive. Yes,
it's illegal.
It is a vindictive decision. Nanado take it on Chairman Sabunso. I am telling you, because Mr. Who said, why should his resignation take place in a meeting in the Flagstaff or Jubilee House? Bisa yeah, chamber cry Chairman Sabunsu ni Nanado to me kasa ewo funsu. Whilst the proceedings are on, here person approval bill.
Wow.
On say muyedin.
Wow.
It is Papa Ma, you could have discussed this long time. Ube will say, Ebia, Chairman Sabunsu best on the floor of the house. Say, oh, baby, I made cranu, Jumanu, semi mbantinu, ye kokos cranu, ye Jum say, oh, mefri hona ni pafu fraba. Where your friend were meeting.
Yeah.
Until Nanado want to unleash his vengeance on him for being there as a leader, for Kenofureta, for members to call on Kenofureta to be sacked. That is it.
No more number until moments ago.
I mean, catch you Papa, when no muyani in Ghana for. Yes, Remwa, a Jumana na ye. Media me quack crassi crack or cassa. Because in Crawford, when send your man say Ghana ko Bruno. Ye jayo moi because Baumia is a remote is a poodle of Nanado. He is a poodle Fiasena Mamao analysis, chronological analysis. Baumia is a poodle of Nanado because Baumia was not a politician. Nanado forced to make him a politician. Baumia was not a member of MPP. Nanado forced that they give him card. Baumia was not qualified to become a vice presidential candidate in 2008. Nanado forced that he should become a vice presidential candidate. To the dismay of the what? The elders of the MPP. Nanado Timusa osi Baumia na nebe sasidinu. Oye bidia kiki out all the Lanchremantin supporters. Osa sibe Dr. Sibe Afriko Furudia. Makesibe egwa
finance expert no
ono Nanado na ekikinu out minia ofri su hu asese odom Baumia camp no opariansa Nanado na ekikinu out doctor oye road minister Omanpenyi Kufuor time Dr. Nani Nanado na ekikinu. All these people are mentioning, they are Alan Tremantin supporters. Inti wabubu Alan Tremantin mpochre ni na. A vindictive president we have. Inti ni omu yendenu eye consultant ni note nu enomu fasu. But yahu dada. Because you promise us and deliver this person to us say onu no beba solve your economic problem. How can I blame an RME personnel, religious and moral education for economic woes? I must blame an economist that will show us that is the reason why we should pay him.
No, especially when he's the chairman of the economic management team. When I can go blame on me.
Who's His Excellency, you can't take every blame. The blame must go to the person that you say is a mathematician. Facebook say a whiskey, economic whiskey. He is the one we are going to blame. We can't blame you. Why say unya mathematician? Why read the RME, religious and moral education? Period. Minia.
All right. Honorable analysis no eka ntiase no won bebre. Eka pa na ye ka mo sem wetimi so atrem adwene. Okay, and you know ye nya sika chede winner first one. Ewo ahoma no so. Ma ye no indi enkomo briefly. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Senior, as our voice more I say the Akoye Atom and then come where the Unsa make can never be doing Sabrina media. And many braces may buy radio swatch over 5 months. It may say that me chess capa. Who be a crime, Messia Bechebi. Sound to be now. What is that to me?
Maybe 25 cities.
Hey, another 1,000 Ghana.
500.
Wow, we have 500. Wow, 80. Me mobile number 1. Wow, congratulations. Now, who are you from? No, can say. Airport residential. Nyamisha. Nyamisha, Mr. Oh, senior Tio the Dende. Tio the Dende. Hey, any SO Yakumao. When you are in there. Dabi, when you are in there. More fire. Okay. Eti Nacha said, first one. Where the no Mr. Usubeti me this is here for phone. *413 hash. *413 hash. *413 hash. Offer phone now boy. O dialia choose Accra FM. Na afi wa follow near Obeka Chro no. Eba begu phone so. We will make the 1,000. We was already 500. To Mr. Wa to say ya. *413 hash. *413 hash. Na unso edi. Okay. Eti ya bedin komwara na emumu yemfa asirakase ema top choco choco latte top choco chocolate spread de eboa pa me se me ma no omuko square no na ye de ebrudo mu ma wom kama papa wo hwe ingredient wo mu anati mu se eboa menkoda no wom honam ye brum kama emu nyi ye kama pa wow na se mofra bi ato ape omu de yi misrawo top choco chocolate spread no hwe bi na mom na ne amedan so no se bia so wan fa brodo mu so a obetimi anya top choco 3-in-1 chocolate drink no eno aso be mix eno bibia wo meda entinya fe na miniska no beto sugar miniska no beto mok da bi unya top choco 3-in-1 chocolate drink na ebe boa papa top choco o se choco latte ene ana awie wana so yasene na edomas papa sanso ana imboost herbal mixture post in adro no number 1 immune booster na immune booster yade eboa na wakarawa no ene onipa kwa ni nyina enya ahoden ekonyadewa bebre ewo onipa kwa no mu temisrawa ye kanfo ama COVID-19 by adroi jinkrofo bebre ohwehwa mo chiri kwan hospital square junction dankes afi pupils junction na naboachi herbal kanshi ne tema ekus pharmacy widama pharmacy ni nyina ewa shaman kings walk herbal kanshi ana alternative herbal shops any baby a to adru bia obetimi anya bi from 0246208496 and 0507 101 113 0407 10113 but obetimi from na omonso abua papa sanso ana yede asdaka sema Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Mr. They are the most promising traditional herbal clinic of the year. A world best herbal medicine provider. Omubo Juma Papa 2018. And Omunya sa awards. Na name den say one the enro bia babontin bright soldier capsules no. What libido papa. Ntim so ni atenka. Wedru ana mabosu kwame kwachi producer ne obadwuma se nani age first ne nkoyi bra na adan o se matenka you ye man of bright soldier capsules bra ebubu bi no eti ene ubisa kwame se kwame de na onomu a obeka cho se me de me no makoho ne mum me no bright soldier capsules eti misra wa waist pains low sperm count ne nyina ye ho adwuma fe bright garlic plus capsules no so no ma omuja no di afusane ye we DM nipa kwa mu nyina ohwe machiri kwa Little George Health Shop tema come to Rich Jones Pharmacy okay Kanishi Overhead Kings Walk Herbal and Hallows Herbal or Kanshi Drug Lane a man from pharmacy near a man from Adenta Dodowa Road. Yeah, Simon Herba, Ashalabotri School Junction. I think so now Herba. Our Amasaman Post Office. Mr. Nyamidenso say almost provided world class ambulance service. Over to me from 0243 983 906 or 0261 651 896. So that was the first round of our conversation. We will go into the nitty gritties proper. Not just say sector by sector. Na yaka adwin jumadi ni din edit the citizen show metrema makwabena bobi ansa midin edinana otu Darko. Stay on.
Hello there. Mumford Institute of Technology, in collaboration with Anand Technologies, is offering 2-year diploma and 4-year engineering and technology degree courses. Mumford Institute of Technology is accredited by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission (GTEC) and affiliated by Regional Maritime University. 10% of the next graduating class who obtain their bachelor degree from Mumford Institute of Technology will be offered employment. That's some good news there. Some of the engineering and technology courses offered by Mumford Institute of Technology and Anand Technologies are electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, information technology, computer engineering, construction management, among others. You can locate us at Adenta Barrier, Accra, on the Ebri Road, near GeoWax, or log on to our website, www.mit.edu.gh, or email us anan@mit.edu.gh or anankm41@yahoo.com. You can also call us on 0243 068713 or 0531 366 247. Mumford Institute of Technology, the best. Hello there. Mumford Institute of Technology, in collaboration with Anand Technologies, is offering 2-year diploma and 4-year engineering and technology degree courses. Mumford Institute of Technology is accredited by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission (GTEC) and affiliated by Regional Maritime University. 10% of the next graduating class who obtain their bachelor degree from Mumford Institute of Technology will be offered employment. That's some good news there. Some of the engineering and technology courses offered by Mumford Institute of Technology and Anand Technologies are electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, information technology, computer engineering, construction management, among others. You can locate us at Adenta Barrier, Accra, on the Ebri Road, near GeoWax, or log on to our website, www.mit.edu.gh, or email us anan@mit.edu.gh or anankm41@yahoo.com. You can also call us on 0243 068713 or 0531 366 247. Mumford Institute of Technology, the best.
He's able to deliver.
Tell your ministries worldwide. I sign friend of the Father's Family Church. One minute a night of miracles and prophecies Ediaba and Sanctuary and Comshe. Theme Dasuni, God is able. Reverend Sumfianko, Awiye, Unyamidini Yan Sanctuary, and that from Kra, the country quite baby, how many Padudwana, woman to quay, near Okatana Braboni and Koye Famano. What me to quay echo America memo. The Nana Wadia say, and they were what dear papa. A fee, the open promotion, a word you input, woman list about any dean come. Yankupon Seni Dian Yam, am you promotuno or edumem. Obinso, yet Sinikum were brana 1 year bonibia. Nasono, a bra what say Reverend Sumfiankon compare Unyame, a Yinikum, a free or Hawa, na Owomu. Bra, now a brabo and yes, Sada. Quasiera way and a Quasiera Bia. 4 p.m. Our old Ashoma, Coca-Cola, Abloje, Ashoman, Abukobi, Kwanos. Friend 0240 5457 00 050 4678 868. And now Facebook, I am Reverend Sumfiankon, Osabakaye, only a Dinkomo. Shadow Suro, Samuba, wouldn't show any oil and a beba. Reverend Sumfiankon, when Yamede way Yansan Chaniapa.
Dude, when are you watching? It's holidays. Must I teach you everything? The OMG moments from documentaries and reality shows are still available for pay. The drama on the amazing local shows is off the hook, so the whole family can still enjoy. Don't get me started on the Premier League, UEFA Europa League, Serie A, FA Cup, and the WWE action for me and you. There's even fun learning stuff to keep the kids entertained.
To the living room.
This Easter, the joy never stops, so stay connected to entertainment anywhere with GoTV Stream or enjoy it at home. GoTV. Love it.
Salute. Hey. When we send your police in your draw, Imbusaba Mesa Amama Huadin.
Refuse to grow. Any who offense Wabek.
And what day immune system or Yankopon, and you're ready for Yadmusa Maya Hubano, and Nasa Wunum Imbusaba Mesa, a Peja immune system Nabribia. Ya Yarientimu. Sasa dear, a month for the one, the Imbusaba Mesa, Dronua dance yes, and Yarwa who ran Nipa and Nina Etimi Banaso, and in Yarwa Cassian Kaya Wutini D and no, Yamwa suing Yano, and why you buying every home. And now Ompa, Omuan Yarwana Dada, no monum doctor in Rono, and num Imbusaba Mesanoa, and Momo who are deep in tea. Ya Omuntim Pose, Yaria Esomo, Imbusaba Mesa, and walk Kaisi, and you are may move Bia Yato in Ro, and to form friends 0246 20 8496. FDA, I should say, Jedi and Crack to Imaja to Musay.
Emrena so se obedija obesere na wasan ye biom ani dija sere na san ye biom ma wosika enkasa extra emma ma bra wudija e wo compute Ghana Prime Week promo ni mu benya price chenchirinchi e wo premium brands bi te se Samsung, LG, Sigma, TCL, Sony, Lenovo, Tecno enne keka wo bebre bosume we de memma sa adwedie empa ho kra na wachi we ko compute Ghana showroom bia na koto wo laptops, printers, TVs, home theaters enne keka wo bebre Ubetina shopping online so at www.compugana and our friend 0302 752 020. Compugana Prime Week. Dija Sere. Na Saye Bio.
All right, that's it. 54-minute parts, the hour of 4 citizen show. And when you go to Wabe for Quantum on Facebook, so of course, Uti and so Accra 100.5 FM. Meeting Edna no to the committee. I'm a commander of all commanders. Commander Boa, Kwabena Bubi, and Sampen for sending a dear Tonino, and you know, na we na Yadi Yaupa, SCA, a year Accra, my medafem, na Ayara Hosempa, Tino, Yankopon Yaduma, March Bosumeda, Tosum Yenu, Emineda, Chesi Yina, Itrasi a cop, na Yene Ibra, a cock cushion. Inti a tea for moi, Modoyen, Muamuti. Accra FM, especially the citizen show. Sebita Frache, Kwamana Metina Nemo. Ti naturally say, Utia, Dudu Kwanso, Kwamentina Utia. Inti Adiasun and Nidia, Nature Sina, Yabua, na Yapopa and Nia Sit Nisu. Inti ye far or Kwan we so na Yakamu say, a year Nema me, a year or bar penny, Nana, Equia, Jumo, Nina Wachidano, Basso, Dudu and my friend Awu Gloria, na Chese. Set of a mampon na ever so asante mampon nti ebekọ so a year Tunsum Palace a yabobua anohonom a Tunsum Palace a year match bosum de tosumienu afimpinu ne aduonu na imu a ebe memeneda na awia no mienu kosi se no sia bebo de na chese ye de ahihye so na mpanyifo aso de nkunya bunu so anisa a year na ofosu sapon a year mampon twafo hene ana daman hene afi nana akoko kubia otosumienu eye chirim faso hene nana ajenim boaten eye butu ku hene nana kwabena opoku dikan eye besiase hene afi nana amu sian eye chirim faso hema eye daman nkwadum bretu abusua penin nana kwabena amoa eye former nadmo director eye mampon na eye mpanyufo a first o me yi paso mpanyufo no na chese e manso a ma me gya akire yenya Kwabena Bobi ansa Commander Boham oye adwuma awa Accra FM afi Pastor Vincent eye Ajiman Juliet Pastor YCGC Heidi Owusu Ampoma enso eye Ketra Sanso ye business woman eye ma eye ma me egya wakire nti se na me kan no nia ade atwenene no enyo nuwa na oyi nti nyame yadomu a ye 2nd of March especially e ben Kumase ene e ben mamponde nyina Commander Boham Kwabena Bobi ansa ne ma me da fom ye nyina enkoboa na empanimfo nso amunim no se mo MPP se mo NDC se mo hefa ba bia mo bia isra mo this the time se mo kire wodo ne ode mo e konfanko ne ode sika e konfanko ne nyina ye mo na yi wo hoyi yemfa enya Ghana's #1 IT and electronics retail outlet dwumadi a wodie no dwumadi a esombo na wotwe mu pa etwa sɛ usika no unya ɛso mfaso ɔpɔtɔ yes, you need to get value for money. Now obenya sika so mfaso a na kyerɛ sɛ wura Kompi Ghana show bia na onim say a prime week promo. This week is a prime week, so you get to enjoy great prizes on premium brands. They say Samsung, LG, Sigma, TCL, Sony, Blue Tech. Ha! My TV I'm using a Blue Tech. Na a kama papa kama pa and said that Semco, HP, Lenovo, Tecno, any other IT brands ubeti me adwene ho. Mesro promo yi na watwi mu a ntihwe ana ampa ho. Etwa so tuam di kan tente Eko Kompi Ghana won showroom bia okwanwa kokoto favorite laptop, printers, desktops, toners and afi other IT related products ni nyina obetimi anya bi afi home theaters, fridges and afi gas cookers, freezers, air conditioners, ne microwaves ene ne keka nyina obetimi anya bi se opo machide kwan papa so dia ene aba for content ponting tankase no so www.compugana.com ana frewum ewa homa tumfu yi so 0302 75 2020 0302 75 2020 and I'll bet my WhatsApp 0243 1431 43. Mrepam sponsors are cancelled. You better when it actually a year na poku listo ewufia Samson Honorable Ashama and so ewufianum na afei na wa joining ya ka wo say State of the Nation's Address Article 67 ma omampani ho kwan say okọ emrahye bedwam na afibia oman yetibia ne yebobre no se ni sika sem tutu yete ene senia ene emekọ no wode yasetena mu poten kotodwa enye ne ono pe na imum yasetena mu nti wona woni masetena ko awumbra Facebook ne betro ne omampani kan no they did capture your expectation. Honorable, when we ya na okay, my main court na honum na segment by just seem free the education arena. I think say up until now no free SHS no penyufo gusu de bo omho asafo hene yen fa education ne agric anymore because we can about 170,000 jobs be a year one district one factory. I beg your pardon. A year planting for food and jobs at the Abba. You have one assembly and can. And at least, me shall see him free. Okay.
I know too. Honorable. Say, uni my dear friend, confidence trickster.
Apa, what him say? What dada, but over JD.
Confidence tricksters. Aye new maybe no mujina so etimi aye successful na normally no ya na ye discuss omo but ye into ye hofu and so mostly no they still have their way and get away with murder because ye ma amanfo hu ni say omo wo ho okay but ye ma omo hu dentia omutimi yes successful what you say
yes
so and then even with the education and agriculture sectors no me de bema Ghana for at confidence trickster ase okay na o mahu say enyo obi na bibi na ebu si akona na odi ne ti age akirema kia on obi a oye krofasa ni ye nananom no from krofasa otimi enya wiaw wonioma bese enson so de di kan obi o ho a oye greedy oye oye onipa mim fo a e kan nku na ke wiase bibia no ope enu nti obi begina saa de ne so e de adaadaa ama wadwena ye wo se oba na wo hwe ni sukuu no a utiti wo mawremu a wo so proud to be a parent no or jisa o pride no every one sem isan se wo parent a enka sabi wo bobra na bra ne koso na ekoyie e ma wa brabomu a enka nya yen MPP fo and was ye be catch wo parent say yes ye be hwe wo ba ma because yen ye nyoma ye nyina da na di say ye capitalist capitalist no ne sise ne say e wo say omanfo nya sika e bo branya omo ho na omo so ama eto tua ama obman no so ayeyiye eto tua
investing into the private sector
now the private sector di okay because you say it is the engine of growth to the economy eboa enu ntino obi bia wo yan MPP ni a oye too keen to discussing things that are social intervention no sa nipa kro no onye papa or a confidence trickster. Okay. And that is how a Kufado etime this free SHS no adada awufo pi. Yeto so biem. Won say or the greed no. Onim say we greedy. O ka che wo say obema wo ba school free a ebe ya ode. Yes. Obeje. You won't ask questions. Musa say school na me ba no be ko no. Eye papa chen de na ho dada na na. And I said what free no because of
say that's a man
ni pakro no otimi ye naive. Okay. Obi o wa wonim. Okay. Onim details. You say the devil is always in the details. Enu nti no obeje. Na wafa ofi say eyadepa ene ye ka ho asem. Say we di clear catch say details. You say the devil is always in the details. Suku ya de papa obeje ya de pa. Suku ya de papa. I think it's in the
that's what you
enti na adwen ne say waka akufo do aka cho say wo ba be ko school no na eyampa so say obi wo hono mu a din ma no so be ko school na poor implementation of some of our facets of the economy. For example, the educational sector has scholarship for brilliant but needy students. Instead say you be better sa sector hono obi atro ya tro no e constitution mu ana obi ababe ya hu dede say ade e wo constitution mu dada na ye nyina ya gitum say ya kase e wo say sabi ye progressively free education na ye ebi a ye ma obi anya school famekwa no okay ye friend is saying wonim remu enya se kufa hyew na sabi ye free preko pempo
so osinka krenkakra
yes so the framers of the constitution no mu nim say woye no preko pa eti se de wa pause moja beba enne moja na eba no wo mu ahyeda ama akoyete se ma akola ne paase ye fa ngu dwoma ha ma animu ase me ka kire ma mi bi na no mi kukuma ase na o se free SHS na dwoma ha ma ka ho asem no ebe ma omo ma ko free SHS ni bi no ento aba ma omo na I'm saying no I disagree because what can na ebe yense na ho ebi a wadwen ya wo say election hu hia e wo say ya we ni aba no by force and by whatever means na so no John Mahama say ma o ka no o ka to make a point say akola no oba be doctor ni so so wonko meboa obekọ akọ wie school abe doctor obe wo pane ade e wo so wo sua na wan sua na wa pass no obe doctor asenya me nkwa na obe mpane what you say enti wo ba no daachi ekufodo ono oyare a wontra ga na ha enu nti wo ba ne ba be doctor onwo ono ne pane ba wu na wo ya brewa na se bi a wo nuanom wo fa ne wo fa nom ne nuanom obekọ akọ wo mo pane that's right ye be hwe so obe doctor papa na obe ba be accountant ye be hwe so obe accountant papa na obe ba be even engineer ye be hwe so obe si na a ebe gina wa emum kum nipa na and eco universities ko here I have friends in the universities who are lecturers akola wa watimi awie secondary school aba university okay so on myself you didn't did it bro for not true you didn't went these are the grammar and planetary compare that to time one sebio na six form. Compare that to even Rollins JHS and JSS and SSS. Now compare that to Kufuor JHS and SHS. Compare WAEC to GAEC. Then you are able to tell, say, must politics take the better part of society?
Wow. Accra FM.
Just because we are naive. You are just thinking, say, Akorana pass, me bana pass you or co university. Refi say, Obana wa pass no. That's it. Or compare Juma aptitude test no, obe faili. Eti Obano obeti mienya certificate ekura no. But ebeye den say obi be fa na adwuma because oni pakro ni nim say even chiw and Paul for krampo enya adwuma nyeye. Na we de wan chiw na wapo na ya pass no.
Yeah.
When chiwo wan po
because yam pass na begu aban ni mas.
Yes, just because aban ni pese na nim benya munti. Oba no e wo sen ko feli na ko yire ne hu sua na wo hu.
Yeah.
Ansa na watimi akonanim. But why do you say ade na aye fa me kwa no? Enkola say o pass form 1 o wan pass form 1 yes em promote no. Enti ye repeat obi because akola no aka na namu a aban be sa abone ho kanti no ye repeat obi a. Akola ne exercise no tikura pa yes pass no. Asa na nananom ne papa nom ne wofanom ne maame nom ne yen ene ye ma eko suku a enkene o mai we say na nkete sa na ekufo do ko suku a enka brofo a wogina wo ka impo onim ne fare bae no enko betimi aka nti eno e ya de a me de mfa mu aba.
Okay.
Say we must not let politics take the better part of us. Say John Mahama ko criticize exams ankwala no obi ehun say omo akwa na de ba bontin say ankwala na duapo meboa. Then you come and tell us say it is the best thing that ever happened. Fine, you don't say. Encouraging so that se so pass you. Na mi nuanom ne mo fasefo ne ye ma na mi tu omo say Akufo-Addo de o de wo ye politics. Na nyini ne be doctor. Na se wo so wo me kunia ko wo me ye frame say do no friend say Korokin. Why? I don't must. I know you one.
Apart from a Greek, no, I think other sectors go on with him. They can fuck on preco. Send a bit time. No, aboning us. Oh, it's the engine say, I be another time now. So you what for room now? You
Nipa, our are dishonest. And so confidence.
Nippon cannot cray.
Obi wa Sebi. To say obi to say despite ne ma ako GIS
Accra FM
where we say GIS now then the man ako na wie no obi man dey ba free SHS
GIS school fees na no bo anya den sin
what I say so and then no parents enkomu wo bie enye se sinto na ye kese a ada ho pefe a eka parent no na adwen ye ne se oh ade no se ye nyina ye tua tax but na parents ni nyina hu se no enye tax keke na sabi enye free so keke because obaniko school na ye public institution no betina fie boso me miensa sa 3 months no eka wo bebo no a change the entire 3 years na any free SHS because subject biano so say omoji 850 per subject until they multiplied by 8 o the obani ya the crowd multiplied by 5 and you can see how much money you pay monthly and you know free SHS a very good policy. But it is a car. If you have a bad driver in the most beautiful car in the world, which perhaps mentimi mmɔ car bi adi to advertiser now the driver wa bon to say Akufo-Addo driver banza ekotena saa steering wheel n'akyi a that car that is supposed to be the nicest, the most whatever in terms of quality, in terms of whatever, no ekosi car n'akyi a driving that car no who ne car obeko beba no na car no ehwinhwan eno na ama fresh HS nkomo no ne car ayedin hwe Michelle headmasters papa and they are being suffocated.
Don't think
because we have a tyrant as the ruler of this country, and you know, ama ayedin teachers don't even have
headmasters na ko free. Say o free ama
yes. So I think say we should rather look into our hearts and ask ourselves the questions that, because Akufo-Addo oko school free omuko university nyina no aban kracha omo jot NM say after the tribunal jot after the tribunal any we no
video ni we no evidence thing call
we no
so
you school to university free omo akra ma se bibi papa bi ama ko school mu ho ko hwe ba bia nkolada
na aduane omudi hwe aduane omudi elipa be ye 12 and friend to say kwan
yes
na am I betting
what you say na enkola no omo kwantre ni miemia frofro meanwhile America na one of the biggest economies in the world, if not the biggest. Parents no, you have to pay for the boarding fees,
prestige,
feeding and lodging no but tuition there free. America free. And you know, the best that any government could do is to review the policy for the quality of education.
That's right.
And yet to politicize it to make it look as if teacher ni na otra akora na de ne se wa bon.
You see I tan.
Wo say akora na teacher ni ne chere na de na ben. Opa that could be a phone lines no. Now under the guise of anonymity, my teacher from free.
That's where they
my teacher for say when teacher ni amen free. Ope kura me mo school din ma teacher ni ne nche. And I've done that survey. Because me offer for Kobi.
There were times
I've had to not suffer to take me offer for me from public schools to private.
You are right. There are near me one say when you say to the beer and mrum be do fee no. A dog so crass him normally be there.
Yes, 3 months.
No makusia there there's a 1.5 or so.
Well, a bit more few. Yes, some beko say April, beginning of April.
Of our favorite rather areas.
You know, I suggest say Yankasa, introspection as Ghanaians. Because I remember when you say Kotokone has no aka say me party arene intimaniaje. I remember no sebi abatwo ehun sunsanso ene dia memu papa beba. Abatwo ehun sunsanso ene dia memu bone te say Akufo-Addo. Amemu ete say yefun yare a obi akamu no eba. Now agriculture. Look, you see.
I say planting for food and jobs, you know, my boy Juma.
Yeah. Akufo-Addo are a criminal.
Why then?
Or a criminal.
Then why
you see,
a criminal?
They have stolen a certain money that John Mahama lobbied for.
Accra FM.
And they will call the friend is saying, Bonohua. Akwana no Tiso say, yeah, a Greek minister no. A fool away or honor.
A free Yakutu.
A free Yakutu. A fool away or honor. He was a Greek minister unto himself. He has privatized public funds. He has privatized things that are supposed to have been for you and I. So I asked myself the question, say, so this thing could have been done
by the state.
By the state, or if not the state should sponsor for people to do it.
Okay.
At
Because
least
the government believes in
it
capitalism.
encourages the private sector in agriculture.
That's right.
But onon kwame person minkuminyanti. Unim say planting for food and jobs. Sikano, John Mahama the free Canadian government will buy. It was 150 million Canadian dollars. 150 million.
And no no youth in agriculture nana.
And for food and job.
And uncle.
Mahama time no
Mahama time no. For mechanical BBB, he was just going to get that money.
Okay.
To mechanize farming.
Yeah.
Now what he did was to make sure say within the arable areas Ghana hani no ombese TBB agric your friend is mechanical centers.
Okay.
Centers no machines go ukwa your friend is tractor or plower or sower or harvester or bibia or bibia person or bia no ko ho a efonu ne kakraka bia person o do bia no omba bedo ama
wow
omu no kapre
wow
ombe dua ama ombe harvest ama to omu wie harvest na ebi abro one bag 150 Ghana Mahama time na
okay
na se bia o car odi omu 1500 yehwa ebi a wetimi ado abro be 1000 bucks 1000 bucks no uyi 1500 dia kutwa machine car
yeah
how I don't know so crampo no wa mpam asase pe na bia ko de buy wo de buy ye ko do ye and e bia seedlings
akababo afa
enti Mahama plan no
already before be free akonya no so
na fofia nto ata na 2017 o free hwa na eno ne first sika e bedu Ghana ha ewe kufado apenso
and yet there's not a single day Mahama has been credited.
No, not at all. Na danfo pa kufado na danfo na ne busuani pa so ne Ochemia Kutuba. First time okoto awa no ma Ochemia Kutu senk we share papa na
revered afraid about henya ba
Ochemia
another one no
Ochemia
Bafu Akutu.
Yes, Bafu Akutu no.
Yes.
Nindie nyansa enye nwanwa nanso nwanwa say for the first time ehu so okoto awa no ma papa we kasa emre minini ko ye debate o GTV full security kwa wanti ase also the soldier for be gina border no wanti ase onima de kwa ye food security o kan be se me ne professor Bedwako say odi me ne professor Bedwako say me see da form as ye nunu yen
also full security dey or the soldier for be gina border
in agric economy o kwa doctorate in agriculture but sometimes they buy it
yeah and can be no
they buy the certificate
yeah
so wohwe sa plan na ekura John Mahama na senke ye de sadie no e shase
very wonderful plan
and I was start say o sisi
yeah
your friend is say irrigational facilities e wo north and no kura wansi anwie no na no call north me refi kro ni din da bia ya me say my friend na magi e kro ni din who said they gave him a citation say I didn't kura po wanwie no yes omoye carrots no well yo and so unim say farmers ne say omo ankasa timi anya sika kakra akoto pump wow baby a John Mahama eye no ensuo timi begum ba omia oso wo ye one village one dam there is not a single dam ene me do ko ho a obenya nsuo wom but even during the dry season you know baby a John Mahama shase no they were doing your friend is irrigation you can tell say me so I'm a poultry farmer the poultry industry is collapsed by this government
is the animal be ma omkra
there be now yakwa untimi nto
the boy thing
untimi nto because a bro anakane no even John Mahama jai a bro no at financial 150 no so you say a bro no
yeah
you know
be 500
a bro 600 700
oh above 500 oh sir a bro bag above 500 cedis
minua
hey
ebi kura ni ho
wow
ebi ni ho na obenya bi so de agyina mo obo Oh, and you know, wheat brand board in the ending, oyster shells board in the ending, and now would be fra, no board in the ending. Would your broiler just for 6 weeks? 6 weeks, broiler, 6 weeks, no, a cow be born to me. Untimi layer untimi layer de ukipuna ma na to kosua ma wo so anya so mfaso ene obi ba beto kosua na adweye ne say kosua no ne boarding because 47 cedis even at the farm up to 50 cedis depending on the size. Kosua boy ye say wa abonten na kosua no ansa na akukọ no betimi adidi no wato kosua no na ka wa bɔ no ukosua no kura ntimi ntika no
obre
enti no enya na ho gono so
me ba o
wo begina ho no mo ahoahoa wo ho sɛ the poultry industry no agro wo he
na say Bahama time me tie ni akan ya sɛ okra be 700 bags of abura ebia obehia be in a region of 850 million 850 million cedis sika. It is a siano. Ubesia here within a region of about 4.2 billion.
Menua.
Because Anka Ube is 850 now. Yes, by 5 times. Because 150 is against 600 and something.
The same number of beds.
Wow.
There's a say, Akoko no amu no crampo no. Na wokoto ne ketua no akoko ba no. Ne bo ayedin. Akoko ba. Na nke eto ne say. Persuas.
This is serious.
Etino, me no, I always tell people say, omo de omungu so ano mfa propaganda manage economy. Exchange rate no egu omo anim ase. Bakoke ni onfere ade. Enu ntina won say akwese obi a otatwa agban, onim agban apetition. Won say ni din ba ko de amfere wase. Cocaine chain no. Cocaine de unfere wase unfere wuni unfere wose
unfere abusia
unfere wan kasa kra unfere ho wubu ho cocaine no e ma wumu wo ho and to lie there cocaine ni enye na de a edin omonkoso na meme de like honorable kan no me ne president Kofo no those times ye campaign 2000 e koma ni ene Ghana fo dia ne se hwe wase tene neto abapa
e kai pa
enya dia edin
yeah
san komo no enya din so ya pipi ni kwa ne se hwe wase tene mu a wa dwere beba wo ho so se ei na bawomia mi kodi na chie yi ono amu wadi amia
na odi si awame
bawomia na amu adi amia na ono a wokọ bra wuo so mpafe a na me a se bi ono si o ba beboa me intimidie me de beye futu ama ye nyina se he akufado udi na temu ani na temu wono wa be wiawo obo ne ho ban osase o de ba omi abeba de me ka che Ghana fo nyina ne se
omukoso wia
omukoso wiawo kanu furata wa ye twom owie ye krampo a ye yi na die krampo no abufuo nti ye sa
ye nyina di
da bi ye yi na dia sa ma ne biem
ya bi ya sisa ne position ye nyina di first one by sa secretary down say see ono ye in charge of
international
na me say
when has he not been in charge of international
minister
when has he not been in charge of the international
all while he was in charge
so anyway so it's good say okay. Ghana for
but sorry major closing
me di sie no na masaka che Ghana for say beware of the confidence trickster.
Okay, maybe senior Nanabuku to welcome. Beware of confident tricksters and see confident trickster what chirasi obi one mo utim sen tro no twa no but kasadene mradinti no GDM no wan here mama GD ofake adjoin no say team Tommy concert. You think I'm having okay move the yam ho hanum right I don't want to read there. Okay ofake I say Basto NDC condemn free education Jomahama free education project Samuel Evans Ota the list is right
but mamuso wasem
okay
mamuso wasem unti Jomama sa e-blocks no na ode be nkokobu there be o se ni padwene wo fom a sometimes
that's say Jomama start free day and I'm Mahama started free day and
What do you find say Mahama pay free SHS? Into Dino no see then. Who now who pay free SHS? You told us you were going to build 350 from scratch.
From scratch.
Which one have you built?
Yeah.
Which one has Akufo-Addo built?
No. I don't dare. Say nothing because say na nam dey school no. Samuel Evans or time home message. Fabia Rosie, I see you. Bozet Kwesi, I see you. Wood Edigi, I see you. Lawrence Chreme, Salma Aminu Dankofa, my home message. Samson and Lydia Akram, I see your message. Set Tony Bonsu Opata Bless. When you joining on Facebook, Mr. Robbie on Facebook be share mine. Copy link, you know, now share to a lot of places because I know Korea yeken. Say and share no Korean to me in Toronto. So, into as far as what joining you on Facebook there. That is a Juma only into Mr. So won't share mine. I feel once I won't join you on Facebook. I cry 100.5 FM. Ebiana would take crowd traditional radio and far phone. Na bra Accra 100.5 FM. Na share mine na enquire ni boy Jefferson. Who message Samuel Kofi, Maria Adam, Andy Mullers. Samson sleeping and a lot of others amunina ma join in na mesraw ye bon komai ansa na honorable ashame ba me catch now say asase de hu hia wa hu ko te senkrofobi ene enkrofobi kwenkan so new free krom ha ne new free krom ha obetu bi say han ananka dan ya daka anka meswa bai no kura ne se edan de hu hia won krapa ya de ba ko a agye sika enti no etwa se opɛ baabi de otitu ba benya agye se unya asase 7 steps building construction and real estate enti na menam nia ehia ne so benya 30% down payment 30% down payment hanji chemu aduasapɛ na ne am de ne se wɔn san expert in building POP ceiling design modern tiles pavement tiles roofing ne ceiling enti ɛdan ne de unya asase ne wi agye wɔn kura betima boa na wɔsene se dodo wa onwa yikuma ubenya asase ne bitema afienya do wenya Kaswa Akraman, Potting, Yofanko, Papa Se, Danchera, Domiabra, Millennium City, Akuti Junction, Ana Adawukwa, Afi Inkranso, New Botiano, Dome Fase, Kofikui, Oyarifa, Ajin Kutuku, Yakukubasen Swa, Asante Bekwai, Kokubi, Asokwa, Dunina, Ejiso, Ahujui. I know they are Ahujui, they are mentida, as a Tukrubeno, Ahujui. Okay, Buankra. Hey! One crying land port. Hey, I grow that one crying land port. Okay, be a basso dia. So I say or the 24 months to see La General Hospital. I put to ja.
Now 24 months. How many years?
Say no free so that. 2 years, 4 months or so.
And they are called 2026.
Honorable, my last one with Abraham. Aya Herba Industries. Aya Herba Industries. A burn round, do my yard, papa. Now, them then say, oh, my share, Ubian how, and on my runa, srota. Tinidi come what Aya Mango. Now, Tia Mango, no, I said, Chra say, a mamu mujedia frusani, a woman, a fin sono, a mamma, what think anaba surpa, Pamagrono, Ubihuno so, Otiasia, and teach the chili quine. Aya fem, on so bois, a ma, a buonsa, any more yarn in the account. Unya bia ebeboa pa afin so no sebi wa wutwa no eboa esiesie to ha bia eyi free honomo afi aya men flow no eboa ama wona wo prostate how ni nyina esiesie afin so no eyade a niema hu hia ye toxins a emwa nipa kwa no ni nyina eyi ni nyina free ho na afin so aya men vital eboa ama sebi sperm mobility no ate kosoro obuo mo so mo lose sperm kan ne nka ma ne huba mesro ne nyina yade unya iron vet na boa beti ma boa pa na ne krakra aya slim edi no kra kire ne ho ase obi won mo asabi battle with overweight unya dure bi beti ma boa na a boost to metabolism na afin so ate so krakra beti ma muscle growth nso obeti mi ahwe ma chiri kwan na obeti mi afrom 0508758701 and 0533836 Obi awa joining on Facebook be share my honorable the boys in your court.
And my court is the ball. The boys in my court and my court. Okay, you open me that was a say was a man We're talking about education. We're talking about agriculture.
Yeah,
we can also go to health.
Yes.
And then we look at the development.
That's right.
In there,
and interestingly, Manti be about unemployment. I don't know. Ayana.
Yeah,
interestingly.
Yes,
unemployment.
Yes. Nia ewo pan say omanma etu aba amobi. Say wo na papa na president. Na uwe juma bia esese ye a nkoda kra omoye mmadwo agu ye yem kra no udwu omu hu senia omo be wiase a omo betumi abobra amoman no akonenim. Now omampanyin de wakasa afa education enu na menua list wo ekasaye se MPP eni na nado aba omo ye what no na nado ankasa na aba. They are confidence tricksters. Omudi free SHS yen as on mine. Now let us look at the chain of education ye wo Ghana. Minia say uba or statia baby government enter share bebre ba say kra na mahama time or person kanin in abom. You start with crèche. That is number 1. Then you move to nursery. That is number 2. Then you move to KG. That is number 3. Then you move to primary. That's lower and upper primary. That is number 4. Then you move to JHS, junior high school. That is number 5. Then you move to SHS. That is number 6. Then you move to what? Training, nursing and training and polytechnics. Let's give them all.
Technical university.
Yeah. Number 7.
Number 7.
Then you move to what?
The technical
universities. Yes. No. Yeah. Then we talk about the university itself. Let me put it that way. Yeah. On my value chain, me were 9. These different educational stages. You were 9. And no man penny be back. Say oba be dio minuso. And now wafa ba kupe. And no 2D say free SHS. Inti nyaka ni nyina no waja to ho 9 out of 9 wa yi ba ko. Inti 8 no omampenyi a oya ban no wa invest into it. Nye obeka kire minua se bi kafra oya pan white tapa anana dream of from say oh untia school fees bill oh free SHS oh untia on say my yard. But you are insulting the educated ones who knows very well that you are doubling into what? Intellectual dishonesty. You are insulting them. And no na do ni MPP for binumu aye. Especially one of Mutiomabem. Oh, fresh oh, Chiasicadium. Now, did you think about those in the primary schools? Syllabus, yeah. Textbooks, no. Or my printer, all schools. No. They didn't do it. Now, let us look at the past. Mahama Kase, free SHS in a gradual progressively. You remember attendance for this. Schools under 3.
Yeah.
Do you get it right? That tackles from primary to JHS. And Mahama came with kindergarten policy. Yes.
School bags.
So you see that they pick kindergarten, they pick schools under 3s from primary to JHS.
Yeah.
Then Mahama came again with what? E-blocks.
3-day school.
So you move to the SHS. So you are tackling all the value chains, the stages of the economy.
Okay.
Then he moved from there and changed the technical or polytechnics into what? Technical universities, Atamas and Mahama.
Okay. Yeah.
They changed them. This is a futuristic government.
Touching all areas.
Touching all areas.
Thinking outside the box.
Thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Yen ya no mi person come no ye pan one tapa no ontie mi enye ne onim na osi onim. That's intellectual dishonesty. Then he moved from this place and get to the level of universities. and our building you has and I call Eastern region.
You know, you honey
yes.
Yeah.
And I move to Eastern region. The university that should tackle agriculture.
Yeah.
And then we move to Brona Hafo region, Sunyani. The education, yes.
And the University of
the energy, yes, to tackle that. Look at this. How can you compare a government that is only focused on SHS to a government that is tackling all the educational value chain? And we've invested into it. We have invested into it. Sometimes when I speak, then my heart. Look at this.
Send your honorable which Nana list to which at least Obi Tifia, even though ABNDC as a former member of parliament. Sebi Tafacha, and I junior Juman Kwandi.
Yes,
that's what I say, you know,
yes,
as a nationalistic person. But sometimes, any of the free SHS agenda tour, and then this is so quiet, not back to what you are to fear about you say. But with this kind of explanation,
yes, because we have 9 stages.
Exactly.
And the government has tackled 8 stages. And the government came and tackled only one. Free SHS in Kwana Eko. It was Ghana. And then they spend oil money, 2 billion Ghana cedis a year. Now, if we take oil money for 2 billion Ghana cedis a year, why should students hold place that they are hungry?
Doesn't make sense.
Why should students hold place that they are hungry? Once every day, as we are speaking, the drills are drilling oil. Why should SHS students be hungry?
And you're not saying that for better demonstration.
Yes. MPP people they are the real meaning for create, loot, and share. The contract of supplying food to senior high school to their cronies. That is what they have done. Into Obia, Sebi Kafra, Obia Otiemi. How can a bind Bia or bar? The only focus is SHS. Every year, Juma Papa, Obia Wasi, kindergarten, Obia Wasi, primary, Obia Wasi, E-blocks, Obia Wasi changing polytechnics into technical universities, Obia Wasi universities. At the same time, he's talking about free SHS in what? Your word again, Muhammad. Progressively. Where they have tackled about 10,000 students. One of them say, don't pay. And the E-blocks, yes, see, no send ya and Kodano Krano, Oben Nantiako school to say JHS are untriaka. And many Ghanaians could not get this. Now go to the health sector. The same government we are talking about, Nashene, Nienanado, Eka, Efa health sector. When you go to health sector, the value chain too is there. The cheap compounds, I say Mahama, Ajini ministers, Musika, Wakati say, or the cheap compound. That is the basic. The cheap compounds, then he moves to the what? District hospitals and polyclinics. You see, then from there, we get to the regional hospitals. A typical example is the Ridge and other areas. When you go to Ashanti Ridge, I think they mentioned Kumewu and what, the hospitals. Yes, we are crying and now don't know Jaya to say Empro. Say Empro. And then they move from that place. We look at the what? Specialist hospital. The University of Ghana Medical Center. Now, ask MPP people to show us what they have done with our money. La General Hospital cry bubu ayari for daho o machi o mo free say o mumbesi nko enche besi danamam. I was in parliament before the first agreement was signed. Loan approval. Me free parliament, I'm in my 4th year. Nothing is going on. In the Ghana for Martin another was some my 2 years, 4 months. Or how many months? Is it 28?
Yeah, so 2 years, 4 months.
So 2 years, 4 months. Ghana for Martin. Ghana for Martin and another
hospital here. If you knew
Ghana for Martin
to build a hospital, why you? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Hospital when you're ready, what we go for?
What we go?
Ebusuafie si ho.
Etiefo.
o si oh mami nwere busua fie ni ngu ani sense foforo wudwiri gu ya anwe ne se
with over $200 million
which are go to amena
Minia, go to trade fair and see. Assassin, or Mubu down or match assassin. I just said no more, the assassin or match alpha. No one can develop an idiot. So you look at this, then you ask yourself, Nanado have a boy a car. Nanado, upon your several years of being a political activist, your performance is very abysmal. Very shameful performance. You have squandered our money. Actually, say free SHS spend now be ya. Minya, senga 1 year. Look, count the number of years. Count the number of years. Say 7 years. Yeah. So 2 times 7. Inka 14 billion. That is only for the free SHS. But in Koda need. These are some of the things that we are talking about. Now, in there, Nanado has been very disingenuous and he has not been fair to Ghanaians. O say why do mfum so ni na tum mfum so ben wambo
at one point no be tum NSF
no mrs
so enye so wagia tum
mfum so ben na wagia tum say wabo free say why enti kan ya enye suso e economy no nkoye nu that is why the statistics for the say na anu ya no na list to waka say who di ni paper angasa ma no so catch on your first paragraph on to intro just say na anu ya na statistical department for ka say aban bi obeba in the next government you should be thinking about 1.3 million unemployed youth. 1.3 million unemployed youth that you have to employ. But you have taken over 480 million money loans, and then 830 billion Ghana cedis. Any tax revenue unyaye. Your Excellency Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, you are a shame. You are a very disappointing government I have ever seen, even though I'm not older than you. A champo kra ndekra se bi kafra min kai aman for ya a champo kra ye bonu din say or the operation feed yourself by me pa choma mi si within 1 minute
na me mam 2 minutes the father na prep
me family there planting for food and job enu na me nya kan yo the government doesn't have any policy and nothing na minister no can privatize our money or fire project any money home because there is no policy. But all in all, this is what 24-hour economy is coming to cure. That we take a policy statement through the people, we solicit idea. Meanwhile, once I was young, out here, Kumasi Edum, and you want to move round logs. Exported through Takradi Harbor, Ediko Abrochre. In the more round logs, we don't have it. In the airport, now you di ndadie, and yes, sir. That should tell you that you are becoming lazy in your own environment.
Okay.
That we can grow everything.
Mama call na for 2 minutes now.
Yo, say me 2 minutes no. Me de ba ko be ye menu aba dan na Samoa.
Okay.
Ne ho adwuma. Na dan na ye obi a
in the midnight glow.